Good evening. Longest running episodic, whatever it is, we don't know, continues. Dan, the streak is not broken. Another consecutive week of whatever this ridiculousness is.
What are you up to, like 1950 now?
Oh, at least. It's incredible. So this is the only thing, and I'll talk a little bit, I'll give a little bit of a story about it this week. I do feel, though, that I'm deeply concerned, Eric. This is one thing I've worried about. I was talking about it with folks at the expo. There's a real possibility that if you know anything about the butterfly effect, there's a real possibility that there may be a hurricane somewhere or a building may collapse. Like, I can't be promised. Because not only did Carlos record a Cardboard Cynics with Dan last evening, it got published. I recorded a conversation with Teapot this morning. Carlos was at the expo way earlier than normal. The people were shocked. The people fainted in the streets. It was incredible.
I can imagine.
And I was sitting there minding my business. I'm about to go to lunch, and then I get a call from Eric Wade because he had problems.
Oh, I wouldn't answer that call.
No, I didn't want to. I wanted to eat lunch. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, I wouldn't have answered.
And it all came together. So this is what I had to deal with. And as soon as I explained this to the people, they're like, "Oh my God, it is the end of days. The end is nigh. This is what's going to happen. That's it. It's over." So I hope you all enjoyed your time while you still had it. But that's it. Real quick, first one out of the block was Josh, who I did get a chance to chat with today during the show. It's Friday night. You know what that means because I'm Carlos's Live Expo Edition. That's right. That's right. Laura's here because he's Carlos. Laura's here. Good evening, all. Good evening, Laura. Yannick joining us from the Dominican Republic. Hope all is well, Yannick. Obviously, we already kind of passed along our messages, but thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. And I appreciate that you used the flag emoji. Bonus points for that. I like it. Hockey 99 says, Carlos, with all the anti-PSA talk out there, that's mostly from Eric. What do you make of someone having the 52 mantle graded on-site with KSA at the expo? Again, I don't understand what Eric does, but I don't.
I have an answer to this. The submitter knows it's trimmed.
Ooh, yeah.
My thing with KSA, Dan, is that I always wonder. It's like, did you guys make sure it was printed on both sides? I'm never 100% confident. Did you make sure it was printed on both sides, like both sides of the card? Just double checking. So good evening, Philly Joe. Good evening, Carlos and gang. Live from the expo. I'm flyered up. Let's go. I like it. Correct. Dom with the puns. Exponentially better than your typical live stream. Damn. Look at you. Hodges, good evening. Yannick and Bobby must be selling hard at their booth. Terrible. Well, Yannick's in the Dominican Republic, man. Focus, hockey. We covered this. It came before the chicken.
That's true, actually.
I appreciate
that video did explain that.
What's up?
Dinosaurs laid eggs, and dinosaurs before a chicken. So technically the egg came before the chicken. The answer is solved.
So we have solved one of the great mysteries.
Yep, it is done.
I like it.
Aliens up next. Bring it.
I like it. This is Carl probably didn't want to do this, but Eric begged so hard. So hard
to get out of it.
Oh no. Listen, I can certify it. Listen, Eric can deny as much as he wants. I have the receipts. He called, and you know what he did? He goes, Carlos, it's got to be a live tonight. I can't get my fix. I don't know what to do if I don't have a live on Friday.
That was not the topic of our discussion. No,
I believe that was the topic of discussion, Eric, because I don't remember anything else you said.
That's true.
You are mistaken.
I believe that's exactly what it says.
You're very much mistaken. That was not the topic of our discussion.
I'm only one AI credit away, Eric, from making you say whatever it is that I wanted you to say.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that you said would sicken a normal man. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, good evening. Oh, your voice is the vintage community. Listen, if we can have double bonkers as the voice of the community, I'm Spartacus, you're Spartacus. We can all be the voice of the vintage community, except Eric.
I don't know.
I should say, Carlos, I got a very nice text from Mike J. Hawker, a series of text exchange, where we joked about the whole bonker thing, and also he gave us some really nice words about the show. So thank you, Mike, for that.
Good stuff. Have the Boston Bruins ever come back from a 3-1 deficit in the playoffs? Have they?
Ask the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Was in Scotland. Can't tell you how many times it was being Canadian. Actually, I can. 3 times. 3 times, Carlo. Interesting.
Brought me back.
Very
Brought me back.
Good to be Paul. I'm just here to rant like Phil Hellmuth in a very 2006 way. I like it. So yeah, so real quick, I'll read a couple more of the comments. But yeah, the content gods have been appeased. Got the pickup video in there. The next episode, Thai conversation, got that done. And then I'm going to probably have for day 2, I did pick up a couple of things, very small. My big thing, and I was telling Mike before we got started, was that even when I was downstairs, I actually was grabbing dinner to go upstairs up here and bring it just before I started doing the live stream. And literally, as I'm ordering the thing, one of the guys that's sitting there is like, "Do you do a YouTube show?" And I'm like, even at the hotel, ordering my burger to bring upstairs.
Does Eric ever get stopped for asked?
Usually by the police. Usually by the police.
In Canada.
In Canada.
That's right. Yeah. I don't know if fame is the reason why the police stopped you, Eric. That was a different conversation.
See, that's half the story again. Yes. What was I detained by the Toronto police for an hour and a half? Yes. But you never want to add the rest of the story. You just want to stop at Eric was detained by the Toronto police for an hour and a half.
Well, Eric, I would love to add Eric.
I would love
Eric, I would love to add the rest of the story, but the problem is every single time that you want to tell the story, I do have to remind everyone that the individual, the unreliable narrator, is a man of many concussions. That is on the record. So I got to ask, who was president at the time that you supposedly were only just detained by the police? Who was president at that time?
You've told
Washington,
the story
Lincoln?
before. It's not really good for you to continue the story. You don't get any better. You don't look any better the longer the story goes. You eventually go back into a party that you left an hour and a half ago, and everybody's like, "What is he doing here?" I mean, that
they weren't happy to see me. I was.
People usually aren't.
I was having dinner with Lapper, and I came back in, and he was like, "Oh,
yeah, sounds about right. That checks out." Yeah.
Like, all right, sorry, Aaron.
Stephen with the PH. Good evening. Hello, Carlos, Dan, Mike, Eric. Just got home. Absolutely. I saw Stephen a couple of times. He wore his extra orange shirt today. Stephen with the PH, extra orange. You can definitely see it. You saw him coming. Yeah, it was very orange. Very orange. Yeah, so I was chatting with him and Mike, Canadian Cards, for a little bit. And actually, I'll finish reading these comments, Dan, and then I've got a quick note that I want to make based on one thing we had kind of previously talked about that actually was very funny. And I'll see if I can share some images for tomorrow as well. Keith, good evening. Lonely Basement. Eric, the legend, the myth, the question mark is valid. Laura, the last one. The with 3 question marks, that's the most accurate one.
I can't argue with that.
Good evening, Orlando.
Hello, Orlando.
Good evening. Very much so. Very orange. So it was funny because I don't know if it was you, Dan, or somebody else who asked. It might have been Scott, but I know for sure somebody asked about the whole O-Pee-Chee content. Well, would you know how I forget the name, so I forget the name of the phenomenon, but you know the phenomenon like where you mention something and like say a model of car and you're thinking about it or whatever, and suddenly you see it everywhere, like one of those things. There's a name to that phenomenon. The name escapes me. So literally, I'm just minding my business, walking around. For the most part, I'm not seeing too much that I want. A couple of things here and there, but nothing that blows me away. But as I'm walking, complete 1971 O-Pee-Chee baseball set. Stack this 65 O-Pee-Chees, 67 O-Pee-Chees, Whitey Ford O-Pee-Chee, this Take Care O-Pee-Chee, Willie Mays O-Pee-Chee. And it's like I go multiple tables and I'm saying these are different tables. It's not the same people.
Wow. No, and all seriousness, all seriousness. You found a lot of O-Pee-Chee baseball?
I found like 3 different showcases full of in multiple parts of the show as I was randomly walking by.
Listen, again, being completely serious. I've been up there the last 5 freaking years. Or so. I've lost track. We'll say 5. Searching for that stuff for work. Can't find it on my own. Asking dealers, do you have any O-Pee-Chee baseball? No, can't find any. Can't get a hold of any. No, I don't. That, or they said, I got like 3 cards and they have them in their cases and the prices are just stupid. So you actually found a good amount of O-Pee-Chee baseball up there. That is remarkable.
And even like, but one dealer specifically had like a whole showcase full of it, and a complete 71 O-Pg set.
That's freaking remarkable. That 100% not being, wise ass Eric. That's remarkable.
Thank you very much. That's what I was looking for. I appreciate it. But yeah, it was just funny because I wasn't going out of my way, Dan, to look for it, but I just happened as I'm walking by, I'm looking because they look good, smart move on their part. They labeled it on the front, which makes it which is helpful, obviously. In some cases, you can tell fairly well.
I have a theory because I was the one who asked about it because it will determine whether I come in November if there's enough stuff that I might want to buy. And Yannick and Bobby were like, yes, it's all here. And Eric, which guy? That guy. That guy. Whatever. Sorry. Said no, I haven't seen it in years and years. I thought he was saying it's that I wouldn't come in November. I think that's what's going on here.
No, if I don't want to come in November, I'll go, Dan, I don't want you to come in November.
No, Eric, hold on. So I'm going to help Eric out because he's a very confused individual. If Eric didn't want you to come in November, what he would say is, no, Dan, come in November. I will personally chauffeur you everywhere. I will be at your hip and direct you everywhere. So basically, it's a threat.
Don't I chauffeur you everywhere?
No, you literally don't.
You have been in the back of my car going from point A to point B many of the
I have. Unfortunately, not in the trunk, unlike most of the other people.
He doesn't let you in the front seat. The hell?
Back.
Like a chauffeur. I'm not surprised to hear that. Yeah.
So that's about. As I was scanning through, though, I did note that. So I said when I saw a showcase that specifically had the 71 OPG set, then I'm looking around and I see, all right, there's a 68, there's a 67, there's a couple of other some 60s ones, and so then that dealer had it, and then I saw a couple of ones scattered in different showcases around the other side. I saw a little bit here and there, a couple of, I guess maybe some guys maybe ran into some couple of collections. It just seemed like a couple of. There's always a mix. And there's certain dealers who I know are going to have more vintage. Like my Canadian Cards is going to have vintage. That makes sense. Like it's perfectly logical. But outside of that, of the usual suspects, a couple of other folks snuck some stuff in some showcases that I just happened to buy, and I noticed a couple of it here and there, and I was like, yeah, a lot of them were labeled the OPGs, and I was like, yeah, that is the OPG. Kind of surprised.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I was like, all right, fair enough. Hey, it is what it is, man. It's all right. I think Eric is trying to avert his eyes.
The game's right here, and I am trying to avert my eyes. It's in between periods, and I got 16 minutes before the third period starts, and I got to go back to being in pain.
Yeah, my team's on a power play right now, so God, hit that post.
Hey, and Tampa Bay is my second favorite team. I always call them Bruins South. Phil Esposito started the team. Tony
Philly, I love Phil.
Was part of the management team. But
Mangini's texting.
Lots of Bruins have gone to Tampa Bay, and a lot of Tampa Bay players have come to Boston. So I always call Tampa Bay Bruins South. So
it's a penalty.
They're my second favorite team, so I'm rooting for them. Plus, I effing hate Montreal. I want like every single player on the Canadiens to break their legs.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. They just freaking whacked Hagel.
Oh God, somebody, I'm not saying who, is listening to this and texting me and is a little upset that I picked Tampa Bay as my second favorite team. I'm getting some texts. They seem angry. She or he seems doesn't seem happy with my choice.
That is an issue. That is a problem.
I'm not naming names, but she or he is not happy with my choice of second best team.
Interesting. That is a problem. Well, at least Orlando likes you.
Look at that.
So I'm going through my 52 Bowman, putting them in a binder, and I read the back of this Eddie Yost card. Eddie Yost goes to NYU during the off season, where he is working for a degree in physical education.
All right.
What? He's going to NYU to become a gym teacher? What the hell?
Well, I mean, as we know, when these guys weren't playing either during the off season or after their careers ended, they needed to have a job because they weren't making enough money to live on for the rest of their lives, for damn sure.
You missed the point. NYU is a very high esteemed university. It's, there's a film school and there's a law school and a philosophy and all this stuff. And you don't go to NYU to get a degree in physical education. It's kind of ridiculous.
Did you in 1950?
What?
Did you in 1950? I guess you did.
Yeah, I guess I did.
What if at NYU the physical education thing is the equivalent of like other universities where they've got these courses that you only take because you need a credit?
Yeah.
What if it's the opposite? It's like, all right, go for it. You need a credit? Take this one.
Well, it's 52, but yeah, I get the point.
Yeah. I think the thing that struck me the most interesting was actually, I think I was able to take a picture. I wanted to see if I could find it. I wanted to make sure I had it. When I was coming over and walking in, we talked about it. There's 3 halls, and the 3 halls have their entrances: Hall 1, Hall 2, and Hall 3. And usually Hall 1 was the one they had the first show after the pandemic. They actually had it in that specific hall because it's kind of a long hall the way they structure it. And I hadn't bothered to go over there. But as I'm walking over, one of those entrances is there. And I go, oh, I'll go in through the Hall 1 because it's the closest entrance. I walk in, and the whole thing is completely full. But the way the show was structured, it was basically overflow. So then the show from the pandemic, the 2020 show, is now the overflow room of this particular show when they added the additional square footage. I mentioned they had increased the square footage, and it was full. ComC was set up over there in Hall 1.
You had to walk through the hallway of death?
No, this is Hall 1. It's not a hallway. It's the actual. Remember, I don't think you were there in 2020, boy, because in 2020 that area is the overflow now.
Okay,
those are the extra, and they filled it up with all dealers.
2020 in November.
But
they wouldn't have had a show in April.
And then you had to go through the hallway all the way down to the other sections, right?
That was a later show.
All right, but yeah,
because in 2020 they only used the one hall.
Right, I remember that. And then they had you had to go down to the back part, which was like nobody went to, around a corner into another kind of hallway, and then into another room where they had the autographs. Remember?
Yeah. So for the autographs, yes. But I'm talking about minus the autographs, literally just that one hall. But that has been added as additional square footage.
All right.
Yeah. That area, though, was added as additional square footage. They had enough room where they basically put a couple of 100 tables. ComC was set up over there. They had a separate food court from the first one. So you actually had 2 separate food courts. And then actually spaced it out a little bit more. And then Beckett had a second booth in that area. And there were other, in addition to the other booth. So they had 2 booths. So I was like, okay, I'm a little bit surprised. I didn't realize it.
Are they grading on site?
They are grading on site.
Beckett is. Ooh.
Yeah, they're charging an arm and a leg. Like it's a ton.
Do they have a Beckett city, like PSA City? Do they have a Beckett City?
I think a scaled down version of it. I don't really think they need as much room necessarily because they're running their operation. I honestly think it's probably one guy doing it, to be honest. Like on set or not, I think it's one guy.
I would believe that.
Yeah, so like I buy that.
He probably only has one.
Also, yeah. Steven says Hall 1 also seemed to be very spaced out. I would agree with that. Yeah. So what I did is I was able to, as I kind of walked up, so I actually was able to take a couple of pictures of it. But this is again emphasizing, this is the overflow area. You actually walk all the way to the end of this and then go through a set of doors. And then there's the main hall, which is the one that we've used previously. And then another hall beside that, which we've used. So the last show that you were at, Eric, 2 of those halls were in use, 2 of the large ones. And then this is in addition to. So they actually increased the square footage to almost 300,000 square feet. So I was like, all right, this is an interesting configuration. And they make good use out of it. I give them credit.
Going to be doing that again in November, you think? It just keep growing?
Based on what I saw today in the foot traffic, once it got going, they probably would need to be honest, because because otherwise it's going to get tight. Because we actually, for the spring, we actually had pretty good. And tomorrow is the Saturday, so tomorrow is where it's going to be really crazy. And it really started to get kind of busy.
Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be the big day.
So it'll be a good test to see where it winds up. I'll kind of quickly show here. I can show a couple of images. So I actually, once I entered in, I started walking just to see, and I wanted to get a sense because like I said, I hadn't seen this area yet. I hadn't bothered to look at it. So this is me just looking straight up towards it. So they had the Pokemon thing, but also they had sports card dealers. And like I said, as you kind of keep going, you start filling it in. So 401 games, which I'm familiar with, and then you just kind of it keeps going though. You can see kind of towards the end there. Fanatics Collect had a thing set up there. Here's the side view once you get kind of, this is still that one hall. This is the overflow. Here's one of the guys that were set up there, and this is in the overflow area. So this is additional new dealers kind of got put into this spot. So this one had a little bit of
I already see 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 things I want.
Yeah, and this is in the overflow area. This isn't the main hall.
Yeah.
Oh, and I took this from my Canadian Cards. I sent that to Bobbles. He was looking for that 1990 O-Pee-Chee Griffey. It's like, hey, maybe we can put one in a box.
There you go.
And then here's kind of a side view of one of them. But it actually surprised me. And then I was like, okay, there's actually a decent amount there. That's pretty good.
You're missing one picture. The selfie of you and Jimbo.
He didn't pay. Cheap bastard didn't pay for it.
How much does it cost?
For Jimbo, $1,000.
$1,000 Canadian.
Tell you what, if he counts it out, I want him to count it out a couple of times because I want to see how long it'll take just for him to go that. He's like, yeah, keep going, Jimbo. Oh, and you miscounted. 980. No, you miscounted. Start again.
I need to log in from I'll log in from my Mexican account and pay in pesos. I'll get there real quick.
I like
Did you get a picture of Bobby's table by any chance?
Where's Bobby at?
Once you get inside, it's a couple of rows in. So he's set up. He's in one of the regular halls.
Need to get a picture of Bobby at his table.
You didn't get a picture of his table. He's set up by chance.
Eric, unlike you, I don't randomly take pictures of Bobby. It's not something I do.
Oh, I do. I follow him around. I follow him around the entire show.
Someone
Is
consider
Bobby
that
stuck in the Pokemon hole?
No, he's in the regular booth.
I want to see him in a Sailor Moon outfit.
Hey, listen, what you get excited about, join the subscription, Eric. Join the subscription. You can have all the pictures you want.
He wears that under his main garb.
Yeah.
What he did, so I will say that Bobby did set up, he had his booth, and then he actually, if you remember, Eric, when he did that thing with Needham, and he had those chairs, so he had like the more comfortable versions of the chairs. He brought one of those for himself, so he still had his little throne there. When I walked by, I was kind of chuckling. I was like, yeah, there you go. I like it. It's a smart move. Get a comfortable chair if you're going to be set up at your booth. Why not?
Yeah, you don't want to sit on a metal folding chair for 4
Now I
days.
want to see somebody in like a straight recliner, just pent back. You don't get up out of the seat until a big enough card comes up that you have to get up to do anything with.
Until enough cash comes out of the wallet.
That's right. Otherwise, Card Father sits in the chair.
That's right. Good evening, Mark. Yeah, so basically anywhere where it said CSC, so like in those images, there were a couple of spots that said CSC. Those are the guys that have more of the Pokemon dealers. But if you notice, like when I showed you that dealer showcase, that was in the same area. That was all vintage. That was all sports cards. Just one of those. So most of those, so a bunch of the dealers had plenty of sports cards. There was no issue there. But these are new. A lot of that overflow area was newer dealers. So if you were somebody who was further down the list, they put you in. But that still meant you had a lot of dealers. I was actually surprised, Eric. They used a lot of. I was thinking, okay, you're going to use the extra space, but maybe use like half of it, or 2/3 of. They actually used a good chunk of it. It was kind of, but it also helped space out the rest of the show because again, they had a whole separate food court over there, so you could a full size food court. So it means people could actually eat over there, and they'd have to go to the other one.
What's the best food they have there?
Poutine.
I like the foods. And
I think they keep
Chicago
it pretty
National
basic.
is sushi. Sushi's the best thing they have there.
I think they keep it pretty basic. They got like your pizzas and like your hot dogs and stuff.
Will get you through, a slice of pizza or two will get you through the day. It's not bad.
It's like $10 a slice.
I don't remember it being too bad. I don't know what it is now because who knows what things cost now. But
It's ridiculous. I guarantee it.
But,
Oh, for sure.
the last time I bought pizza there, I didn't find it to be overly too crazy. But I also bring peanut butter jelly sandwiches with me.
Sneak them in. Nice.
So I just grab a sandwich.
Regular peanut butter and jelly? Are you an Uncrustable boy?
No, I got Canadian white bread. I got Skippy creamy peanut butter, and strawberry preserves from Smuckers.
Strawberry. I'm a great guy.
Strawberry preserves from Smuckers.
Yeah, you are a smucker.
You're a Smucker.
I know I am.
Yeah, you are.
There you go, Steven. Thank you. I think the funniest part is that the reason why I make emphasis about the second foods court there is because it's there. It pushed enough of the traffic to it. So when Josh and I walked over to the regular one, so from the previous show, Eric, that spot, like where all the tables normally are, because you had two of them, it split up the people, which meant that we had only like 2 people in front of us in line. And I was like, perfect. Yeah. That's great. And we were able to get a table pretty quick. So I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I accept these terms. So that's what I'm saying. I think based on what I'm seeing, and then Saturday, I'll confirm it, but it feels like they're making good use out of the space. And if they're making good use out of the space, then why wouldn't you use it in the fall when it's going to be busier? You need the extra square footage then. You know, it'll help you keep things spaced out a little more so you're not cramming everybody into a tighter spot. And for spring, that was actually surprisingly pretty good. And Dom's asking the pertinent question. Don't get Eric too excited. He might not be able to take that level of excitement in his life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's almost too much.
I do almost too much.
Yeah. Oh, and that was the ham. What I would say though, so you're kind of your question from earlier, right beside the International Center, there's actually a plaza that has Firehouse Subs and a couple other Rello restaurants. The pro move is if you legitimately want to get a real bite to eat, you step outside and you go over to one of the things on the side.
Okay.
You're better served. You can eat in a pinch. Inside, you can eat in a pinch. It's fine, but it's like you're going to get better bang for your buck if you literally go across the parking lot outside.
Okay.
That's usually the play. So it's like
I just wasn't sure what the options were there.
Yeah,
Within a couple of minutes, you got a bunch of restaurants. You got a little burger joint down the street. There's called Zets that's open. That's been there for years. And then you've got Firehouse Subs. You've got Tim Hortons. You got Tim Hortons. You got A&W. Literally right beside. So you just go over down the road, and you can pretty much have a couple different restaurant options if you can walk away from the show for a couple minutes. Otherwise, you just see what's there in a pinch, or you bring your own food. They really don't care. Just set yourself up if you really want to. So I think I was going to say the one thing that surprised me is that it did feel busier than a lot of the other Fridays previous. I was surprised how well they used that additional space. I actually saw Menzie and chatted with him for a couple of minutes towards the end of today. And I had to give him credit. It was like, no, the extra space feels like it was used pretty well. It was pretty good. It'll be interesting to see, like I said, in the fall, how they utilize it. If they utilize it again, it might be a good idea though, because if tomorrow's as busy as I think it is, it'll need every inch of that extra space.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't heard of a show. Has there been a show that's done bad in the last?
Not since the new era.
Here?
Not really. Not since the new era.
If anything, they can barely handle what they're getting.
Yeah, they basically started, and they've just been steadily ramping up and been using it. They've adjusted well. What I would say, Ham, is that they have reached the point where they've been overwhelmed. They've actually adjusted the spacing accordingly, and they've been able to guesstimate it pretty good. But
can any company in our space keep up with demand right now? It's been a minute. I don't think anybody's been able to keep up with demand.
Everybody's struggling. Yeah.
So it's like, why can't anybody scale? Like, what's the problem with every company scaling right now? Even an independent company that can do everything on their own, they can't scale quick enough. I mean, I know the coaster makers today had to halt grading for basic and standard or something because they want to get caught up, and they haven't been able to deploy all their new stuff in order to ramp up production. But it's like, this has been going on for like a good year and a half. Why is everybody behind? Everybody's behind. And then there's the Boston Card Hunters doing the no PSA in May. Oh yeah, it's going to let them catch up for a month. Good for them.
That's not going to make a dent. Come on.
It's not going to be enough. You'd have to do that shit for 6 months for it to make a dent.
He doesn't have that kind of influence. I mean,
he's trying. At least he's trying. There are very few people trying. At least he's trying.
And I think sending a message to a major company is a good.
3 companies, by the way. That's a problem.
No, you're not wrong. Not wrong. You're not getting an argument from me. My overall point, though, is trying to send a message to a major company and as a consumer group is always a good thing. Okay, I just don't see how him asking people to do this is going to work. They're getting over 2 million a month.
If he had 100,000+ subs and they were like true real subs that were actually in this and doing this, then yes, too many people rely on this for a business.
Yeah,
There's no way it's going to stop. It's an ecosystem that you can't crush. Zach, Vegas was great. It was so good. The only time I saw the police were when they tapped me on the shoulder. That was it.
And asked you to leave Vegas.
They helped me get into a taxi.
It's time for you to go home now.
Go back to Caesar, sir.
So Ham reminds me of my favorite of when I went to Vegas, and we're walking up. We were up and down the strip, and the police were very liberal at that time because I laughed my head off. I literally watched a police officer give a drunk guy basically a standing 8 count. He gave him effectively an 8 count to like get up. Like it's like, can you still fight? Can you still fight? If you can get a couple steps away from me, I'm basically going to let you walk down the street.
If you could verify you can walk, they'll let you go. Doesn't have to be good walk. It just has to be walk.
Yeah. And he could not respond to the 8 count. He did not. He went to the paddy wagon. He couldn't respond to the 8 count. No mas. It was over.
I had about a 1 count, and I said, I can walk.
Yeah, my boy tried, but he couldn't respond to the 8 count. Cold turkey, yeah. Well, I would say though, to Refractor Jones's point though, and good evening. The reality though is it's not just the submission thing, because you can say like, oh, I'm not going to submit any cards. Cool. Are you also not going to buy any cards that are graded by them? Because the dealers don't give a shit. If you're buying the cards, they will grade them for you. Like their job is to sell. If you're buying the cards, then they don't care. It could be one person submitting 2 million cards a month. It doesn't make any difference. It's just who is making money from it. If you're also not buying graded cards and therefore they're gathering dust, which I doubt you're doing, because if you want the cards, you're probably buying them. So,
but are you buying them in an old hold? Are you going to buy them in an old holder? You can't reholder it; they regrade it.
It would be tough to kind of hold people to that. It depends on the item, because some of them may not be available.
I don't see how you can't sue PSA for that. They've devalued their own product, their own entire thing that they do of integrity, and they said, "Oh, what we were doing is no longer no good. We do better now. Those are no longer valid." How do you take your entire history, throw it away, and everybody involved? Everybody's registry's off. Everybody's registry's off. Hasta la vista, baby. It's not what you think it is.
I think that'd be an interesting one. I think there's enough lawyers who would give it a shot.
I mean, at this point, I forgot what card he sent in to get reholdered. It was a 10. They knocked it to an 8. It went from like $180,000 card down to like $1,000 card real quick.
I'd lose my effing mind.
Like, how is that not a lawsuit? You've literally devalued your company by changing the rules and then saying, "Oh, we didn't change any rules," and then, "Oh yeah, we changed some rules," but still nobody knows what those rules are. That's the funny part.
All right, I'm going to try this. So, Eric, I noticed it earlier, but it was so dark I couldn't tell. But I think we've got the Burrell in the darkness. So let's see here.
Darkness.
Is the Burrell in the darkness?
Gentlemen.
Oh,
there he is.
How's it going?
Good. I'm just driving back from the show, so I thought I'd tune in and hop on because I got nothing but road in front of me.
All right. So, Bobby, I'll ask you a couple quick questions. I got a couple quick questions for you that you can fill in some blanks on.
Sure.
Overall, how's the show been so far? I know I chatted with you earlier on it, but by the time today was over, how's the sales and everything going?
Actually, it was pretty amazing in very different spurts. When you had a lot of people that were running through the doors, it was very busy. But I don't think people had time to stop. It's like, the FOMO. So I had the FOMO buyers. A lot of guys looking, and then they didn't want to dig deep. They just kind of, okay, I got to go to the next place, because the place is very big now, and it's quite a place to get through. But then there was a little bit of a calm, and then it seemed like people were going around and spending the money, and I did quite well myself. People around me did very well as well. So I'm hearing a lot of good reports back from a lot of people. So
good to hear.
Are you going to be able to refill your table tomorrow because of the things that you sold today?
The life of doing a show and a dealer, you bring 100% of the items you want to sell, you go home with 95%, and you usually make the money off the 5% that you do sell. So you never really have to restock for the most part. You move things around to make it look bigger.
Yeah, I was just thinking that, because you're lucky enough that you live local, that you could go home, grab some more stuff, come home, come back, throw it on the table tomorrow, where, a lot of people can't do that.
How much stuff do you think I have?
7
All of it.
things. I think you have 7.
Well, you know who defied that rule, Eric? And I was laughing my head off because originally my plan for part of today. So once I got in there, since like I said, I've been up since the morning. I go, all right, fine, let me take advantage. I was looking around to see if there's anything interesting. Dan, the morning is against my religion. So the fact that happened at all, it deeply disturbs me to the core. And as I said, there are children somewhere dying as a result of this butterfly effect. I hope you can all live with that. But anyway, so the one booth that kind of defied that, because originally I figured, all right, I'm here. I'll take some footage from the AMG booth. I figured I would set up some. My original plan was to take some stuff from the AMG booth, and I'd be like, all right, Sherry, we'll set some stuff up. Here's the thing, Eric. They didn't bring enough singles. They filled up. They only brought some high end stuff, and I was sitting there like, what's the logic of this? You guys brought like super high end stuff. That's cool, and they didn't bring boxes because they didn't want to do it this time around. The Gong Show guys had a spot on the side. And to sell their repack, but also their merch. So fine, okay, cool. And then they had a couple of showcases. And by the way, they had very nice stuff. But what happened is they basically sold out their entire showcases and then had to frantically buy to refill the showcases that they had just emptied.
Yep.
Oh wow.
So they were barely able to keep the showcase. So literally the material that's in the showcases by the end of the day, Eric, had nothing to do with the stuff they started, Thursday with. And the stuff they started Thursday with had nothing to do with the stuff they had at the end of Thursday, and so on and so. So basically restocking themselves on the fly because they didn't bring enough stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
Yeah, and the stuff that they had in that showcase was not like $10 cards.
Right.
Down.
Good for them.
So then they have to buy nice stuff to refill said showcase. And I'm like, guys, you should have brought at least bring a couple of 1,600 count boxes worth of stuff to populate it a little bit to fill the gaps.
Mm-hmm.
They're from
Nova
Scotia.
Yeah,
they're from Nova Scotia. Or they
can't drive it over. They can't drive it over. They're not going to be able to hit the car over to bring some stuff and restock, Eric. It's not going to happen. Maybe if Brad got the Learjet, maybe they can fly.
Yeah, he's just being cheap. But no, that's. I mean, some of that is great news. That people have money to spend. Even with all the financial issues all throughout the world with inflation and the economies and blah blah. People obviously have money to spend, so that's good. It's good for AMG that they moved all this high end stuff and put all that money in their pocket. But you can't sit around for the next 3 days with nothing under glass.
That's what happened at the National last year. There were like RBI crew and a few other guys. After day one, they sold over half of their inventory. They literally started removing cases. And then they were going to trade night trying to buy stuff just to bring back in. And you would walk by a case and realize those $1,000 cards are now cards like 150 and under because that's all they got left. They literally would sell out of everything. And that's why on Sunday, there's nobody there because half the dealers are just like, we've made bank. We're out of cards. We're going back.
It was just interesting to me. But it kind of, what Bobby's saying is true. But like that particular example kind of defied it. So in a way, AMG was successful, but it also kind of prompted they were very aggressively encouraging people to sell them things. They're like, no, we really need to buy some stuff to put something back in the showcase.
When you're buying on the fly and in a quote emergency, you're probably paying high because
they were still selling it, and they were still selling it,
and then they were selling it even higher. So,
correct.
Wow.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things that I can show you a card and I'm like, okay, I'm going to sell it to you. And you're trying to haggle me, but like, show me where I can replace that card. Because there's cards that you just can't go replace. And at that point, you're in
nice stuff. They were buying nice stuff. It was nice stuff. So it was like nice stuff. And then you have to try to find nice stuff to replace it. And it was a bit of a challenge as a result of that.
Well, that and a lot of dealers even here locally are having problems replacing cards when they sell a nice card. They're like, these cards are actually being consumed and then kept, like held at least for a short period of time, because everybody's seeing stuff going up. So right now, a lot of it, even some of the dealers that have really nice stuff, they don't even attempt to put it out. They're like, nope, I'm waiting for the national. Like they're just waiting for the national. They will not put it out. So I always struggle seeing really nice Wemby stuff, Cooper Flag stuff, nice Aaron Judge stuff, Shohei Ohtani autos. I'm lucky if I see one at a show. Lucky if I see one at a show. And it's like 10K, like out the door. Jordan autos, right now everybody's holding for the national. After the national, it's a different story.
All right. Well, Buffalo just scored. It's 3-1. I think.
Yeah, Lightning are going to overtime. They just had a 2-minute power play. They couldn't freaking figure it out.
Yeah. Laura put in OT. Orlando's mentioned OT as well.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Amanda.
Pathetic.
Yeah, so actually, Amanda's comment kind of reminded me. So she says, "Stay home because AMG wasn't bringing." I didn't realize Amanda had come because I wasn't. So it was funny, Eric, because I didn't go to. I haven't gone on my way to really seek out anybody. The only time I've run into some people, obviously, like along the way, and the only time I specifically met up with somebody was when Billy sent me a text message, and I met him near the AMG table, so I could give him some cards I had for him, and vice versa. But outside of that, like everything was just like, no, if I happen to be around and I'm walking. But I've run into different people in different spots, so it's been pretty easy. So that's been good.
Yes, Amanda has a lot of. I'm not letting anything out of the bag, but Amanda's got a lot of positive stuff going on. A lot of times, unfortunately, people can't come to these things because of negative things. Amanda has a lot of positive stuff going on, and she had to change her plans to stay home, but she's planning on coming up in November. So.
Now, is it positive? Now, is this like a philosophical thing, right? Is it positive stuff if she's like planning betrayal? As a professional Judas, is like the planning of betrayal a positive?
For her, it depends on which side of the betrayal that you're on.
Fair.
Are you the betrayer or the betrayee?
Yeah. Okay.
As the betrayer, she's got plans. She's got things in motion. You know, she's setting things up. You know, so she's doing real well. For us, who are probably going to be the betrayees, not looking good for us.
All right. Fair enough. Bite Center here says Piston huge comeback win with the Detroit Pistons in the avatar. So I'm guessing you're in favor. Fair enough. I get you. Fair enough. Well, congrats for you. But it was interesting because I think this has been a bit of an unusual show, only in the sense that obviously new configuration with that hall, kind of trying to figure it out. And then also I found stuff. I even picked up some stuff today, but it's not like there's been too much stuff that's super crazy. Like Steve usually has really nice stuff, so I bought some cards from him. Cool. The Ship My Cards stuff I had already bought on eBay, so that's fine. I did grab a couple of Blue Jay cards. I'll share more. I'll give him a chance to share it when I get the chance. So Eric, I did gift Brad Harlan a card. I don't want to reveal what it is, but all I got to say is you never go full.
Okay, well.
You know.
Hey, and Eric, why didn't you tell us? Eric, why didn't you tell us Phil Castanetti was going to be there?
I thought I did, and it was
he did, Bobby. He did mention it.
Yeah, it was last minute.
Okay, I must have missed it last
show.
show.
With Harvey. Bobby, he's up there with Harvey, and I told him to find you at the table.
Okay.
Got the windows down.
I thought I seen him. He didn't drop by the booth, but anyways.
Yeah, he's with Harvey, and Harvey's easy to spot because he's 8 feet tall.
Yep.
So and he's got his. I'm sure he's got his black sports coat hat on, so probably be able to find him.
65 miles an hour.
110 kilometers an hour. Sorry.
That's what I said. English.
Okay.
So Carlos, Bobby, being at the show, is there anything you guys saw that kind of wowed you? Almost like that piece that you would love to have. It's a super expensive piece, something you never see, and you might have just came across it at a show.
I did sell something big. I sold.
I don't know if it counts, Bobby, given that you're the source of it. He's saying like something you were.
He's like, of course I have that.
No, yeah, exactly. No, I did sell a $50,000 card.
Yo,
for $50,000.
Yeah, $50,000. Yeah.
There you go. I like
Nice.
it.
Uncle Bobby, make sure you keep me in the will, buddy.
All right, man.
I was helping a friend out
This
actually.
was buying drinks in
Well,
November.
well, yeah, exactly. I mean, you're coming to the
What I
National,
wanted,
like,
though,
next year,
Dan,
I'll
what I wanted
tap
was the
onto
story
you.
to be: I sold a $50,000 card and I broke even. It's like, wait, what kind of
Exactly.
is this? What did you do?
No, I was helping a friend out, so I get a little small commission, but that's fine too.
What was the item you sold?
It was a 1924-25 Champ Cigarettes Stanley Cup card, the very first cup card.
Oh, that one,
ever.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
you showed that
Yeah,
on the
You're talking
channel.
about.
I did. Yes, that's the one I did sell. Yeah.
Very
Okay,
cool.
Very good. Very good.
Nice.
And did I see anything else? Yeah, I saw a few things here and there, but nothing that really struck me that I hadn't seen before.
Yeah. For
Did
you,
anything-
it's tough.
Well,
Yes.
In November, Bobby and I both agreed that we saw something unbelievably unique that we would have loved to have had, and it was this. It was a advertisement
Mhm.
for Titan hockey sticks with Wayne Gretzky from like
Oh,
1980. We'll just say 1983 or so. And it was something neither one of us saw. We were both very enamored with it. The price tag was outrageous.
what's
But-
It
outrageous?
was taller than Harvey.
Yeah, it might have been. So so Bobby, so there's an example of something that you like will say that you haven't seen before, you actually were impressed with.
Yes.
etc. Was there had so far, and I know you're attached to a booth, so it's hard for you to go out and walk like you usually do. Is there anything that would equal that level of excitement in seeing something so far?
I was hoping to see something, but unfortunately I didn't. I had acquired a few things, yes, but no, nothing. I did come across something, but I can't say anything yet, but maybe next show.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's it's a small hobby in the grand scheme of things. So you have contending people that will be upset at you that you bought that. So you have to walk a thin line, and I don't know who's listening to our show that know me. So
But
I'll
it's your
sit quiet.
money. Who cares?
It's not. Oh no. It's we're keeping
I need
up
to
with
know.
the.
I want to know what this secret society is. What is it called? Illuminati?
Yes.
What do you got going on here?
Something like that. Yeah, something
Hard
like that.
Illuminati.
The, car,
No,
Carter-
it's
The
Carter-
stone cutters. The stone
vintage is
cutters. The
small.
Simpsons covered it.
The hobby is small in the vintage aspect, and even in the you find out when a big card sells like for 200 grand at a show. You find out it is a small world, and then you find out who bought it and who bought it for. Oh, he bought it from this guy's table, and then the words go around, and then accusations and whatever. So I'm just going to keep it neutral, but I did find something that I hadn't seen before, and I was quite impressed.
Nice. Well, I can't wait to see it.
Good.
Or at least hear about it.
Respond to this comment. I just want to respond to this comment from Indigenous Rookie Cards, I think. From
Yep,
what I've
they've been in
heard,
there before.
the expo was quite lucrative too. It had negative attendance on Saturday. I can respond to that with, no one asked you and no one cares.
Yeah, I'm just muting Bobby so that we don't have the background air. As soon as if he needs to talk, I'll kind of put it back on.
Check
Can I
and
ask
see
you a
if
question?
Eric's drinking.
Sure, you can.
Is
So real quick,
this cutthroat cards guy, Larry, is that long hair Larry who was at
Yes.
Strongsville? Okay.
There you go. What I was going to mention is that kind of so for Ham's question on my end, almost everything I see on a lot of these booths, I have seen before because a lot of these dealers carry a lot of similar type of material. However, what I mentioned at the beginning did surprise me. So like stuff I've never seen before, that's really hard to do because most of these dealers will carry similar stuff. But like I mentioned at the beginning, the amount of vintage Opechi did surprise me because it had been years since I saw that much in a couple of different spots. So that legitimately surprised me. And it's like, and I came across it, like I said, by accident, which I wasn't expecting because I didn't go out of my way to look for it. So the fact that it was kind of hitting me in the face everywhere as I was kind of wandering certain aisles, it was like, all right, a lot of it had been cleaned out. That's why I say, like, I was surprised to see a complete set. I was surprised to see a lot of different stars, 60 stars for Opechi, because a lot of those had been cleaned out. I know the guys who bought a lot of that stuff, and they were really militant looking. So they were very good at it, and they would ask almost every dealer, like almost go dealer by dealer to ask. So it was hard to have a stone that wasn't unturned. So seeing that much volume, legitimately surprised me.
Oh, that's the other thing too that I've noticed is if you are looking for something specific at a show, ask a dealer. There's stuff in cases that they don't just pull out. And if it's something rare, unique, and you have the money for it, that's the only way you're going to really find it. You always assume that they're always putting the nicest stuff out in the case. I find that's not true. I also find that people walking around the room sometimes have better cards than everybody in the damn case. And that's why I'm always very nosy, and people are here, at least are very kind enough to allow me to videotape stuff for when I do cards and cases, because you'll just have a guy walking around calmly with, $750,000 worth of cards in his case. I'm just like, what do you do? Like, I own a glass company. Oh, a glass company? It's good for you. Now you're buying paper. Yeah. So it's just how this works.
Yeah. And the other thing that surprised me that wasn't card related necessarily was one of the things that kind of Eric was alluding to, but then obviously was mentioned, kind of going back to that AMG thing. And I was talking about it with Josh. Considering everything, I was sitting there, I was still walking around, I was still seeing tables where people were dropping large sums of cash like it was going out of style. I'm sitting there like, somebody's got a money tree, man. Like, I'm sitting there going like, I need directions, because
I don't know what everybody does. What does everybody do to have this much money? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it.
So much.
I don't get it.
So much
Even
cash,
where I live, I don't get it. Like, everybody drives a damn Range Rover, and if not, they're test driving a Ferrari or a Lamborghini for that week. And I'm like, doctor, lawyer, are all of you doctors and lawyers?
I don't know where all this money comes from with these major shows.
And what kind of Ferrari do you drive?
I don't have a Ferrari. I have a Ford. I have a Ford Edge.
What a Lambo. You wouldn't
the Lambo SUV is very affordable, technically, and you get the sticker. So you get the label.
Ford hybrid.
The last hour of the show.
Money laundering in a while.
Go ahead, Bobby.
The last hour of the show, an older gentleman and his wife came up, and they were talking to me saying, we were in a small collecting group in 1973, and we collected. It was a wonderful story. And he's saying, well, I have all the sets running up from 1954 and 52 baseball and 50, all the complete sets, the full runs, the display boxes, all this other stuff. And he goes, where do you think I should sell this? Should I sell it individually? It was just amazing. One of those stories.
Bobby Burrell.
And Angelo Savelli, all the old names. Andrew Pawalczyk used to write price guides. He's involved, and they're all meeting in this private basement of 7 people. It was just an incredible story, and just to realize that how much stuff is out there still, and it's going to come out in the very near future. So there's still enough vintage out there to satisfy the masses for sure.
Oh, 100%. That's kind of where I mean, vintage is rare in specific grades, but it's not rare in the sense of it existing and people still having it, or people not even realizing that maybe something stuck in a closet, a basement, a attic somewhere, a storage unit. Only takes 1 or 2 big finds for everybody's perception to change a little bit of that. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's really weird how this stuff pops out of nowhere all of a sudden.
It's not weird. In all seriousness, not being a wise ass, it's not weird. Dan's going to get all worked up again. But people who've been collecting for 50, 60, 70 years,
2027,
it's time for them to move on in life. And their family.
Well, Eric is killing them all off
with the diabetes.
Diabetes.
So,
Eric, you'll be proud before you continue that sentence. You will be proud that I did correct the pronunciation of Josh, because he didn't understand the correct pronunciation is the diabetes.
The diabetes.
We gotta make sure we say it right.
You gotta say it right. So
Eric couldn't even make it through an hour without talking about death.
The people
need a Marlboro.
The people who've been collecting since the 50s, listen, they're coming to the end, and their family's going to move that stuff on.
50s,
the 50s,
70, 80. They're 90 years old, Eric.
Yeah, it's time for them
Eric.
to move on.
They're already dead.
Dan, point of order. Eric was offing 53 years old. How is someone for the 50s still supposed to be alive at this point?
Jesus.
Yeah, they'd be in their 90s, right?
Yeah.
They should have died years ago, according to Eric's original math.
So
They've been
listen,
collecting since the 20s.
it's all a good time, funny. But every day it's, my grandfather died, my dad died, and we got to get rid of this stuff. And all of a sudden you have all this stuff from the 50s, 60s, 70s that has been in this guy's collection for the last, 50
Well, those
years.
are the guys that also collected full sets.
Yeah.
They collected doubles of things. So yes, when those things happen, more comes to the market, and we're seeing a secular movement of that already happening as it is. The thing is, right now, with the majority of the people that are collecting newer things, or now let's say roughly my age, we're living nostalgically, and we're going back to CDs, old cassette tapes, cassette players, records are coming back again, record players, things like that. We're becoming analog again because we grew up through an analog age of basically technology, and that's what's popular now. So that's the push.
Well, like I said, every day we're getting people coming in with grandpa's stuff, dad's stuff, uncle's stuff. They've passed on, and this stuff is now being, brought out of the closets and up for sale again. And you got
to be careful when you come out of the closet slowly.
That's a
I
problem.
have at which concussion is it that you become obsessed with death? When's it, like
Yes,
the fifth
Dan,
one?
the answer is yes.
No,
Dan, the answer is yes.
no.
When you realize
Serious.
you died, and when you came back, you can't remember as much.
It definitely started with when I got to a certain age and the concussions continued. I started thinking more about death. When I was young and getting concussions, I'm just like, well, I don't care. Then, 40s. There's another one. 50.
You thought you were picking your nose and you were picking teeth.
Yeah. I'm just like,
that's the problem.
I probably don't have much longer to go if this continues.
Oh, they make pills for that now.
I don't know, Eric.
Got a new business for you, Eric. That last comment before Mark's. Selling coffins at card shows.
Can you put does any make a coffin for a card yet? There might be a play.
Could you imagine though, Ham, if we set up Eric at a card show, he's literally like almost like a missionary bothering everybody. Have you considered death?
Yeah.
Everybody's like trying to walk. Everybody like walks a wide berth around.
Well, what was it last year at the National? At one point in my videos, and it was in the middle of the cards and cases, I popped over to some like guy that kind of looked like death, and he was sitting at a table to where you could take loans out for cash to buy cards at the show. I'm like, that's not good. I'm like,
Well, if he dies, do you have to pay him back?
probably not. I mean, let's face it. The best deal is to take the loan out, never pay it back, and just keep running. I mean, that's the best deal. That's a mafia mentality.
Spoken like a true Florida man.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, these are Florida man tips.
Yeah, you can blame it on a shark, an alligator, a snake, a iguana, somebody from Cuba, anybody really. I mean,
I like it. I'm not gonna lie. I like it. I think, damn, this was something I was thinking about after the fact because I did during the conversation with T-Pop. I did mention the whole thing with that $499 holder. We did have it was at the end. You just mentioned it briefly.
oh my God, the mint holder. Please, I want to punch somebody in the throat.
I like this. I like this energy, Ham. I like this energy.
It's
Go on.
freaking stupid. Right now, they're trying to sell this shit like they sell everything. You know, I made a comment the other day because, like, I like nutrition. I want to be healthy, and I like row, for instance. I click on it, and now everybody and their motherfucking mothers out here propaganda in this thing is the greatest shit. Yeah, we have no data if it actually even works, and it's just based off of science that we don't even know exists. What is it? So I'm gonna PSA is gonna be like, yeah, it's okay for you to put it in your little stupid case to supersede us, so you can stick it on a magnet on the wall somewhere. Because if somebody steals it, we can track it. I can smash that bitch across the floor right now. It'll break. I can take the card and run. Okay, that is it. That is not the answer.
So, quick point of order. First of all, I like this energy from him. I am appreciating the energy.
$4.99.
Eric, even as a man of peace, I appreciate the good old punch to the throat. I like that
Oh,
we let off.
I haven't threatened to
Hey,
do
man.
that to someone in a long time.
That's a classic. That's a classic.
I want
First of all,
to
that's a
do it with
classic.
do it with the knuckle out too, because you really want to hit that Adam's apple to where you can't breathe
That's
for a
right.
while. That's right. He needs a trach. If he wants coming back, trach. Otherwise, that
Now-
coffin card, that's him.
That's right. Now, second, so first of all, again, I'm all in for this energy. Second, in addition to the first thing, I'm glad that Ham is taking care of the nutrition because we've already established you got to take care of watching for the diabetes. We already talked about this.
Diabetes.
Liposomal.
You got to watch out, man. You got to watch out. But so Dan, the thought that crossed my mind is that the stupid holder, obviously you have the option to get it with the Mike Baker grading on it, right? So Dan, my question, it occurred to me after the fact. Could you get a Mike Baker sticker on the Mike Baker graded $499 holder? Will he Mike Baker sticker his own Mike Baker authenticated super mega holder?
I don't like it when somebody lies to my face. And when you tell me that this costs a bunch of money, you need to tell me why it costs a bunch of money. Because I know it costs $10 to make this stupid thing. They're using a stupid chip from a freaking iPhone from 6 years ago in it, thinking that they're special because people think there's a chip shortage that doesn't exist. And then they're putting it in this case that has a form factor that nobody gives two shits about. It barely even matches what we have in a single mag holder. If anything, they should have just made a damn mag holder with all that technology involved and sold it for $9.99 or $99.99. Fine. I'm fine with that. But trying to tell me you're going to supersede a grading company and stick some stupid little label on the side of it to make it look cool so I can magnetize it up against my wall in my highlighted, neon lighted special thing, and now it's UV protected, that shit ain't real. It's not even archived. It's stupid. You have to archive it to protect what's inside like you do a painting. That's how that works. And that still only lasts so many, let's say 100 years. That's so long, and then it had to be taken out. That's what the Smithsonian does to the goddamn independence of the Declaration of Independence.
The Declaration of Independence,
right? Yeah. Some really important paper. And then we're putting this shit in there. And we're like, let's protect it. No, it's not. It's not. You want to also know something, everybody?
Eric, do we have the BIC rules and that kind of protection? Because that's kind of important.
Oh, we gotta.
We need a new rule. The ham rule.
Yeah, we're gonna need to put that in there. Like Eric, we might have to upgrade our our holder.
Yeah, correct. I mean, if you're not even protecting it like the Independence Day document, I mean, what are you doing? I mean,
Independence Day document.
The Independence Day. So a lot of people don't realize, Dan, you're a history guy.
Schools in Florida.
Dan,
I made
Dan,
that up. Come on, you got to roll with it.
Don't ruin this moment, Dan. Don't ruin this moment.
Look at you, Dan's turning red.
Don't ruin this moment, Dan. Dan, I want you to, Dan, you're a history guy. Allow me,
Seal it at the top like a Ziploc.
Allow me to share this history, Dan. A lot of people don't know this. That document was written by Will Smith himself. The Independence Day document was written by Will Smith. He slapped a man and then wrote it.
And then Nicolas Cage stole it. Nicolas Cage found the code on the back of it. Then he found some buried treasure.
I'm here all night for ham rants. Ham rants are.
Listen, if it's downhill, it better be on fire, and we better hit everything. Only rules I have.
See, Dan, this is why I don't take a week off on the longest running episode, because you never know. You never know.
Brilliance will take place when Ham will be brilliant for like 2 minutes.
Also, all Topps Chrome cards are going to turn green in Hawk, and all will be worth shit in the future. All of them. Sorry. Michael Jordan, green. Everybody's Hawk. They just turn it into Hawk, Topps Chrome Hawk, and then we'll just done with it. Just make the card green, and then it might actually turn to the color it needs to be later in time.
But if it turns certain shades of green, Ham, do we have different eye appeals of shades of green? Can I sticker a hulked refractor at certain levels of hulkness?
Well, think about it. I saw the original Topps Chrome product, which some are still living, but they also don't see light ever. They can't touch light and air. This is why if you archive it, maybe it lasts that long. But I've seen cards printed all the way 10 years later that are already hawking, because that's still an older card, even going back into the mid 2000s. So what's going to stop any of them from doing that over time? Okay, nothing.
No,
There's
that
nothing
$4.99 holder is going to do it.
That thing ain't gonna do shit. You shoot that into space and it'll freaking blow up.
My favorite take on that thing was Carlos's take, which was if you have the FU money to buy a $499 holder, you don't put your $50,000 card in it.
No.
You put the $5 card in it.
Correct.
Yes.
Listen, I
the flex.
already know what the holder needs to be made out of. I already know that. I already know how it needs to be made. I've thought about this for a long time, and because again, back in the day, I'm thinking this is probably 10 years ago when I was thinking this really strongly. We have all these expensive cards even at that time. How are they in this cheap shit and you're still considering it valuable? Like you would protect something like that, but where you could look at it again like a piece of art. So protect it. We don't protect shit even today. None of the grading companies, I would probably say, what is it? CSG? Because I would get CGS and yeah, whichever one has a nicer holder. That's as close to archive as we get, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
That's
CSG has a good holder.
that thing's
CSG's got it.
hyperbolically sealed. That holds up quite a bit, to be honest with you. But we're not even making shit out of Gorilla Glass. All right, which iPhone hits the floor and it's cracks in 1,000 pieces, and we're on Gorilla Glass 11, and it's getting worse. So it's just like, yeah, perfect example.
I think I don't know if you
look at that. You need to replace that cover case that you have, the protector. Get a new one.
I don't know if you remember, Ham. I don't know if you remember, but do you remember Rare Grading?
Yeah, of course.
I think they used Gorilla Glass, didn't they?
They did use Gorilla Glass, but it was never the latest, greatest thing.
No, I understand, but I'm saying, but
Yeah.
but I think they
But
used it for their holder.
They did, but again, it's very thick. I want something if I drop it, it's going to bounce off the earth and laugh at the earth. That's what I want. I need something that says, I'm made out of more than you, bitch. And keep moving along. That's what I want.
So Ham, you want
Not the
holder
bumper. And I gave him the idea to remove that centerpiece too, by the way, and he never paid me back.
No,
That was at the
so Ham,
National in 2022.
I want to be clear. What you're saying is you want the holder, you want to be able to like spike the holder, and then the holder in retorts basically does this.
I want Flipping Steve to throw that bitch off of a tower in Delaware and survive. That's what I needed to happen.
They have
If he
towers
can't do
in
that,
Delaware?
I don't need that. Well, he's got a watchtower for the for boating and stuff like that.
And also, Ham only said tower singular.
Single, yeah, not tower.
You just have to have one. You just need one, Dan.
Yeah.
Just one.
Okay, you want propaganda, you want some promotion, you go to Red Bull, you have some dumbass jump out of a plane with the case with no parachute and let that bitch hit the floor. And you see if it survives.
I can't imagine who we would send for such a mission.
Do it. The bodies hit the floor. And we could do it in a nice Cannondale too, a nice aluminum one, super light.
Amazing. Good evening, Jeff. Zach says I just use one of those super thick screw downs. That's completely fair. The loose side holder.
I don't know how the screw down hasn't come back, but just made to where the card actually fits in it and it doesn't squish it. You're just look at that. Look how nice that says. That screams value. That says I need to protect it. That's bulletproof right there. That could take probably a 45 at 15 feet. Okay, well, how
down the magnetic card holder.
Okay, but I want them to make a thick one of those.
By Penny Sleever.
No, Penny Sleever. Make me a 2.5 inch that thing. So give me some magnets, 4 magnets that match up that big honker right there. That's at the display piece. I can show that to somebody and go,
you got the lock and you got the locks on the bottom, and then you got the thing.
Or I agree. I love it.
Eric, you got the magnet on the bottom.
But I want one that's 2 inches thick.
Dan, listen, I can't co-sign until Penny Sleever until the check clears. I made my terms very clear. I made my terms
really easy.
clear.
You just give me a few of them, and I'll talk about how nice they are. And as long as you give me a few here and there, I just keep talking about it. Like I'm super cheap and easy. Yes, exactly. No, I'm a product whore. Okay, I'll tell you that right now. You like the free? Yeah, me too. Yeah.
This is why we can't have nice things. We're literally trying to get nice things, and you guys give in so easily.
Well, I want to make nice things. I just don't have the money to do it. And then more likely I'll be dealing with a scumbag who just wants to steal it from me. My intellectual property is valuable.
Until they give you a couple of free holders, then you give them all the intellectual property they want. Like it's
They're $10,000 a holder. It's a deal.
Amazing.
We can put a price on anything.
Clearly, you can. Yes, that is true. I agree with this.
I mean,
fact.
think about it. You have these nice nice cards from F1. Why do we not have a Porsche holder? Why do we not have a Ferrari holder? I mean, look, they're missing it. All this easy publicity, like all this easy stuff. I just laugh.
This was a question for you, Dan.
Easy. It's too easy.
That was a question for you,
This
Dan.
one is for the it's 48 to 50 Bowman. This one I happen to be holding. So it's like that sort of, that it's not a square, but it's definitely shorter than the 51 Bowman. So
Yeah.
And it's nice that they make those different ones, because I mean that year
they do
Mangini.
they do the tobacco cards, they do
Yeah,
Leaf, they do the Bowman, they do the 52 Bowman also. And so I have a whole stack of them actually.
Penny sleever, make
That
me a
was great.
classic, and instead of a screw down, let's
It's
call
the
it a
tobacco.
mag down. I'm helping you out right now, Penny sleever. Definitely happy to be a sponsor. Let's call it the mag down. I want that baby to be 2 inches thick.
So this is the Gaudy and Leaf one.
There you go. And the other thing we can do is we can make it out of crystal, so it's super shiny and doesn't
Nice.
scratch.
At least Tampa Bay's not curling up.
Are you
and
saying
down.
crystal though? Or are you saying acrylic? Because acrylic is the one that a lot of folks like to use.
Oh
for
no,
the clear.
crystal. Yeah, the bolt scored. Crystal. I want it made out of crystal. We got all this crystal glass at damn Goodwill. We can make a crystal glass holder. There's plenty of it available still. Obviously, it's easy to make. So the Lightning have tied it up for the series. So
Okay.
good times.
Gotcha.
Bastards.
I love that. Nice. All
Bring
right.
it back home.
Bruin South is still alive.
South. Mark, we can only speak of the penny sleever after again the check clears. Like Dan, this is why people can't extract the monies out of the penny sleever, because now he's gotten used to it. Like, what are we doing?
Well, I mean, Neil was
stuff.
backed by the penny sleever. I think he's still backed by the penny sleever. I don't know what their payout is,
stuff.
but I'm willing to take it. I'll make more content if they start giving me things just to do it.
It's like everything.
Oh,
The theme of
crystal
selling.
meth is not as big as you think it is. Crystal meth is bigger up north. Down here, it's more of fentanyl and heroin. But that's it. That's over in Pasco.
So Eric, Amanda's Judas tendencies are coming to the surface again.
Listen, I am. Oh God, she is really. Oh boy.
Look how sad these people are. Just
not
sad.
gonna
Go home.
say-
All you go home.
What I could say to get back at her nasty Canadian nonsense. I'm not going to say, but I want you to know that I'm thinking about the things that I'm not supposed to say, and I'm saying it in here.
I see. Very well.
But I'm not going to say the things that I'm not supposed to say, but I'm saying it.
Oh, there it
World
is.
joins us from the garage of knowledge.
You.
I made it home safe and sound.
There you
Beamed
go.
up, man. Nice.
There's the card
Okay.
in question as I stated before.
Oh, he bought it from you and let you keep it? That's sweet.
Well, you do a wire transfer, so you have to hold it
Wait.
until the wire
Oh,
transfer clears.
I like
Even
that.
though I've known the guy for 20 years, I just can't do that.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, well.
Business is well, at least it's a trusting agreement.
You've known me for 5. You'd let me take it home without paying you, right?
in a no way scenario.
You can take a picture with it, and you can take the picture with you with it home.
Yes.
Eric, he wouldn't let you take your own cards home with you. That's how little he trusts you.
Yeah, everything in that room, that's not actually yours, Eric.
I was going to say, you can't be trusted with this.
Yes, you cannot be trusted. I did pick up a box. Now, this is an interesting one if anybody ever remembers.
This is 81.
What was
Yeah, I
Kojak?
remember
I'm
that.
assuming a detective.
Who loves you, baby?
There you go.
There we go. Kojak cards. What year is that? 71?
I'm not even too sure, but it's a European. I think it's a Holland. It's the Dutch. I knew it.
Oh,
Touché.
It's a Holland
douche.
issue. It wasn't a Tops or Peachy. It came from overseas.
What year? Dude,
I have no idea. But
Flip
I
it
know it's
around,
old.
Bobby. Is there a city on the backside of it for the
There's
art?
nothing. It's blank.
No,
It's
on the other side of it that's facing you. Put your thing down, flip it,
Same.
and reverse it. Yeah, the city. That's nice. I like that. That's a display side right there.
It's a weird
Whoa.
box.
It's got an insert in it.
It's sleeved.
More
The whole
insert. Was
thing
this
is-
like a magic trick? What else are you gonna pull out of there? Is there like money?
It's a sleeved box. So you
How
pull
many
out-
sleeves are
you
in it?
pull
I
out
mean,
the
you're
box
Chris
out of the
Angeling it
sleeve.
right now.
It's a Russian nesting doll.
That's what it looks
Almost.
like.
I don't know how many more pieces it has. It just
I mean, dear Lord, you keep pulling new stuff
Oh.
out there. I'm waiting for like a female.
on the inner box, it does have something, and I will read
Oh,
it.
there we go.
And I forgot my glasses, but I'll still read it.
1975 to 78.
Oh, thanks, Dan.
Bubblegum card issued in the Netherlands.
Holland.
Manufacturers like Monty Gum and Vivo.
Yeah, this is Holland. Yeah.
48.
I'm very, Dan, for reasons that the BIC faithful will understand. I'm deeply concerned about this
All
Dutch
right,
connection.
Zach.
There's a lot of Dutch here, and I'm not
Dude.
liking where this is going.
Dude,
Mhm. So really, this is under the brand called Maple Leaf Gum, and
Oh,
it's a
so
Holland
sweet.
brand, and it's been around since the early 50s. And they've supplied. I have actually a booklet that has. You can import it from Canada. It's a Canadian booklet that you can import these from Holland. So there was a lot of different movie star issues and what have you, sports stars. So they've been around for a long time, and they go under the name Viva, and they go on the other names. But and funny enough, some of the rappers say Canadian Chewing Gum Company. It's like I haven't figured it all out yet. Like I said, it's from Holland. What are you gonna do? So, anyways, that was
Bro.
one of the nice things that I picked up on a trade. So I enjoyed that. And some pennants. I picked up some nice pennants. And do you ever go buy something and the guy says a price? So I went up to these pennants and it was there I went this morning, later in the morning, and the guy had a set of 6 pennants from 62. I went up. I know he's not watching. And I said, oh, nobody bought the pennants. And this guy's always high in his prices. So I said, what do you need on the pennants? They're really tough ones. And he goes, 5. And I went, 5. So I'm thinking $5,000. Then I'm rethinking it. I'm going, is it $5,000 or is it 5? It couldn't be 500 because there's no way. So I said, so what would this one be worth? Do you think, how much? He goes, about 100, 150. I went, so what do you want for the set? He says, 5. And I said, what's the best you would do for me? He goes, 400. I said, okay, sold. So I ran after I got I ran real quick.
you were just waiting for the last word to come out so you knew what you were dealing with.
Yeah. Okay. Here you go. Gotta go. And it was.
Yeah, I've done
Do I
that
feel-
too before. I'm just like 300 or 3K. What do we? It could be either. I don't really know.
I felt bad for 2.3 seconds, and and it was
No,
just.
don't never feel bad. They know what they're doing. They're fine. They're fine.
They made money, obviously.
Oh, of course they did because they got it for
The-
free, probably.
I think the worst part for me is that I said, "What's the best you would do?"
Oh shit!
Yeah, because
Why,
they're worth
you got you
multiples.
But do you want to sell something or do you want to take it back with you? These guys are there to sell shit.
There you go. Thank you very much, Mike.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. It's the same thing when I'm at a yard sale and I say how much you want for something, and they're like $50, and I know it's worth 600, but you want 50. I'm not going to argue with you. I would have paid you 4, but it's not my job to change the price.
The
So
morals.
I get a good deal. I move along.
Well,
I've had
and-
people literally tell me something's, hey, this is worth $300. You give me $100, you can take it. I'm like, okay, here you go. Bye. I mean, what am I going to do?
If you know more about a card set, if you know the high numbers in 71 OPG baseball, and the
Again,
guys
at what point is
you're
your
gonna tell
knowledge
them?
valuable for what you know? Like, what? So you're supposed to tell everybody what everything is? They're supposed to do no study work or anything and learn something off the
Well,
fly?
half the dealers really
there
know
was
me
a
well.
guy. There was a guy at a show that I worked last weekend. He'd never been there before, and he was like 3 tables over from me. And people were going over there, and he had all of his cards laid out, like 60s, 70s, and he had 67 high numbers. He had 66 high numbers, and people cleaned them out like that. And they were all $1 each, and nobody said
geez.
anything to the guy.
Who would?
Why would you? I'd be like, how much for the box? That's when you go, how much for the box? You don't even ask questions anymore.
So one of the guys comes over to me and says, you got to go over there. He's got all this stuff. By the time I went over there, like an hour later, because I had my own table, everything was gone.
It's like
He got
that here at a
complete.
show when a new guy sets up, or like a guy that never sets up. Every dealer is at
The
that table,
vultures
just
are out.
animals, animals. And it's like, well, I guess, I mean, especially when you're, that's what's nice about, at least me, I can get into a show early before it opens. They don't care because they know they let me in because they know I'm doing content for the show. And the first thing I do is when I walk in, I look around and go, who don't I know? And that's where I go. Who don't I know? That's my first stop.
Well,
And that
this
should
was
be
one of the
everybody's first stop.
One of the secrets that I learned at Strongsville last year was that before the doors ever opened, all the dealers, the high-end dealers, were at the other dealers' tables trying to find deals.
So there's a guy that runs a small show down here, the Seminole Show. I used to go to it a lot. And he literally basically will invite the small dealer in easily because it's a super cheap show and it's usually very slow. So it's chill. It's not like overwhelming for most people. And the first thing he does is starts going through all their stuff as soon as they get there. Like he wants to cherry pick it before anybody else does. And that's how he makes a little bit of extra money. Sometimes a lot of bit extra money.
Well, the
Especially
problem I
being
run
steel
into
black.
is they go, well, you wrote the price guide. What is the price of that? It's like,
I mean, that's my position. Is that you set up a show,
Bobby, you have a downfall.
it's on you, man.
Do I
You put a
lie?
price on
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
and you're off, that's on you. You know,
Yeah, Bobby's like,
I-
my last name's not Burrell, it's Pharrell.
yes, yes.
I'm not that guy. I'm the rapper's friend.
I've underpriced stuff. You know, it happens.
That's what I do. So I try to underprice stuff, and then people still try to beat you up. I'm like, listen, I'm already under comps. What do you want me to do?
Exactly.
Well, you don't have the app, so I'm sorry you don't know the price.
Well, it's not like that. I'm nice enough to go off a comp. There's a couple of things I won't go off comps because, again, you can't replace it. If you can't replace it, you can't find out the last time it sold, and there's no data on it. Sorry, this is how this works. You're going to have to pay what I want because I'm willing to let it go for only this price. Outside of that, I'm willing to work with you. I understand I'm getting a deal. We do cash. I'm going to deal with fees, blah, blah, blah. Let's move along. I'm cool. Otherwise, no, I'm not cool. And people try to beat me up on stuff. They're like, oh, well, it's probably only worth this much. I was like, probably because you can't find anything on it. Neither can I. So it hasn't sold in 8 years. What do you want me to do about it?
Well, the concrete floors make your feet sore, but it's amazing once you get a deal how fast your feet will run and you won't feel it.
First of all, the first thing you do is you get a fresh pair of Dr. Soles for $13 at Walmart. You put those in your shoes and you won't have a problem.
Comfortable shoes.
Wow. Dan, you know what just happened?
It's the insoles. It's the insoles.
Ham just put the comfortable shoes constituency out of business.
He just did.
He's ruined it.
Yep. That's right. Nothing with air pockets either. No air pockets. You need the squishy base. That's a solid piece of rubber.
Oh,
That should have been the sponsorship we get, Eric. The Dr. Scholl's sponsorship. No one else in the hobby's got that one.
No.
Sponsored by New Balance. Comfy shoes, comfy wear, all day, all night.
Advertised by BIC.
That's right.
That's right.
With each pair,
Bobby,
you
we'll
get
sell-
a
we'll-
free
we'll
box
sell
of
out the Big
crumble
Shoe.
cookie.
We'll sell out
When
the
you
big
get that
shoe.
rumble. Get that
sell
crumble.
out the big shoe.
That's right. I've been trying to sell out this show for the longest time, Dan. It's not for lack of
There
effort.
you go. Yes. That box has gotten a lot smaller, by the way. That used to be a full sizer. Now you're looking at a single.
Oh, brother,
That's a single cookie.
listen. I got a plethora under the desk.
I'm sure you do, but do you have any with a cookie in it?
No, because he's giving all the cookies to the guys with diabetes to kill them all.
And when was the last time Mom? When was the last time
Dan,
Mom
thank you for mentioning
made us
that.
cookies?
I was
We
going to
need
say,
cookies.
Eric has been warned by the legal team that he needs to lay off because we are dangerously close to promoting too much of the diabetes. And he's already like wishing death upon people. Like he's already down that road. It's kind of dangerous.
It's been 25 minutes and he hasn't talked about death in the last 25 minutes.
When death is on the line.
Dan, would you defend Eric or prosecute?
He's laughing. Neither.
Yeah. If you have to think about it, we know the
Easy
answer.
question.
Eric is like, which one of these things is worse for me? How many
there's a
episodes
couple
of LA Law did Ham watch? That's the question he asks.
None. They invented it based off the things I said.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's right. Don't tempt him. That's true. That is true.
I'm surprised.
See,
that,
yeah,
like, the
this
National
is
doesn't
how
have
you
a
do proper
shoe
show
sponsor.
coverage. Yeah, this is how you do proper show coverage, Dan. The reality is it's a card show. If you guys have been to a card show, you kind of know how it is. There's a couple of little peculiarities, a couple of local flavor things, but the rest of it's a card show. If you know what a card show is, you can figure it out.
Mhm.
So I have a show tomorrow. I'm going to the expo, the Northeast
Oh,
Expo
boy.
in
I don't have a show
Stamford,
this
Connecticut.
weekend. Wow.
we're northeast.
Yeah, I don't. This is a weird weekend. I don't have a show. I'm actually going to wake up early and go to a couple of yard sales.
That's kind of a
Yeah, no,
show.
it's actually called the Northeast Sports Card Expo, and they go all around. In fact, Eric, they come up to Boston. They were in Marlboro, I think, 2 weeks ago, maybe.
Yep. Yeah.
Is that
And
like
they're
the
down
Dallas
in
one?
Stamford,
Well,
Connecticut. tomorrow.
They're the ones that are going to attempt this 1,000 table show this summer.
Yeah, we have
Well,
a
this
company
one-
down here called Sports Card Expo. That does
This one
it.
says 350 for tomorrow. It's tomorrow and Saturday. It's at in Stamford, which is like an hour from me. So I'm going to go to that.
So they have the one in Connecticut, they have the one in Quincy, the one in Marlboro, and then they also are up in either New Hampshire or Maine. They have one.
Isn't it? Is it Rhode Island? I thought it was Rhode Island.
Sorry, I
No?
was reading.
No, they have one north of me also. They're hitting all the New England states. They're trying to, and again, they're the ones that are going to try to do this 1,000 table show this summer. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, I think
We'll
we
see.
should, as the local correspondent, Eric. I think you should go there, and if they have 999 tables, you must
Ouch.
raise holy hell.
Oh, I'm counting.
Raise holy hell. There better be 1,000 tables. I was promised 1,000 tables.
I've talked to the powers that be at work, and I think we're going to try to get in on it. So I'd probably be working it. So,
So
I'm
1,001 tables.
I'm
Work.
definitely counting.
What's the second largest show in North America? It's the Nationals number one.
Expo. I think Expo.
Well, the
was
Expo was the second one for sure. A lot of these other shows, like some of these regional shows in the U.S., have grown by leaps and bounds. A lot of them have
Yeah,
gone.
Like how big is Dallas? How big is Burbank?
Philly is crazy.
Yeah, Philly's crazy.
Philly
Because
has
I
like
know
750 tables.
I know Burbank because, and you have to be careful because tables is one metric, but you can also use square
Yeah.
footage. It just depends on how they want to
Right.
use it. I can tell you that Burbank, now it's like the West Coast show. Now they've changed the branding a
Yeah.
little bit, but they went and used the hall that the National was when they were in Anaheim once upon a time. So that's pretty. That once upon a time they held a National, and the West Coast show used that now. So that's pretty good for them in terms of size.
The only metric that matters is asses through the door. So how many, Nationals number one, what's the next show that has the most people showing up to it?
Can I debate that for half a second?
All right,
Go ahead.
bud.
Okay, the National
Go.
once a
Up,
year. The Nationals once a year. How many square feet is it?
I thought the last time I heard, I thought it was like 600,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's some
so-
number number north of 500.
I have to cross 3 football fields to go to 3 different sections of room, and that's not even going upstairs, which is expanding this year.
because we have 2 expos a year. So I was saying that in a
where
yearly
you were
basis,
going.
we might be the biggest show.
Yeah, I think the National's still bigger. It's even getting bigger with the upstairs. It's so big downstairs as it is. Like I mean, now since it's been in Chicago, unless they change the floor layout, which I'm pretty sure they probably won't. They're just gonna add. At least I know where I'm going, but most people that go in there are freaking lost. You get into this second corridor and take a right, you don't know where you are if you close your eyes for 3 seconds or look down. You look up, you're like, did I just come from that way or that way? And you still have a whole 2 sections of rooms to go. Because you go into the main room, you take a right in the middle of it, right? And then you're in one section. Then you keep going that right, you're in another section. You keep going right. It opens up to a whole nother place that you can now make a U-turn, and then it turns into 200 to 300 yards of nothing but tables.
How did you
Like
like
as
the
far as
setup,
you can see.
Carlos?
Now,
how
I
did
do have a
you like the
question.
setup?
I actually think I was actually pleasantly surprised. I actually got a chance to see Menzie towards the end of the day at the show, and I told him I was like, that's pretty. I actually like the use
like
of
it.
that Hall 1. I think the use of Hall 1 actually was good because when Josh and I went over to grab a pint, we were basically going to grab a drink. We had no trouble getting straight to the front of the line because they've been spaced out over the 2, so people could get something to eat over there and something to eat over here, and it wasn't as crammed as it usually is. It gave us a little more breathing room.
There was
Which
two
is actually-
cafeterias, so to speak. So
Exactly. So it gave us a little more. It gave everybody a little more breathing room, which actually I think was smart. I thought it was a good idea. So I think, Bobby, if they were smart, I think I would I would consider carrying this over to the fall, because I think it would do well. Because if you're going to have more people in the space, you're going to want that extra room.
the one thing, there is a drawback to that, and with having so much square footage and so many dealers there, if somebody misses your table, they might not find you again.
Nope.
Yeah.
We're at
Well,
that
that's
a
like that
legitimate
the
change.
national too. That's why
Before
the
it was never
average
like
go
this,
up.
though.
Now I was going to ask a question, because this is kind of a philosophical question. It's not pertaining to square footage or tables, but it's kind of a question I have, and it's something I mentioned to Dan when I was talking about the expo. The expo has increased the square footage, increased the number of tables. All this is great, but one thing that they've got is, because the corporate side hasn't developed the same way.
Mhm.
We have a little bit of, Upper Deck has a presence. A couple of the different ones have a presence. Even Whatnot had a booth and everything, but it's way scaled down, like compared to what a National did, which is fine. That's perfectly okay. Golden had its booth. Like these, we did have some corporate folks, but it's still smaller. If you have a gigantic corporate presence taking up a whole ton of space, to me, I almost discount that square footage, because like that's not really dealers. It's not really like
eBay.
Yeah.
hobby
At the
stuff.
National, that I didn't even go in that place for more than like 10 minutes at the National.
And how
with
many
all the
people really
games and the
do?
yelling from the,
Yeah.
you know,
But that's the reason I'm
yelling from the
mentioning it,
microphone.
because you could have this
That's where you
gigantic
get
space.
That's where you
And
get
the
all the
corporate
free
corporate is thinking
T-shirts,
about it.
Dan. That's all the free T-shirts.
Yes, for the free swag, Cam. I get it.
If they
No,
give
but
you
I
free
got
reason-
beer,
the only reason-
T-shirts.
busier.
I got free repacks. I got all kinds of free stuff there. It's a great place
The,
to
the
walk.
only reason I'm mentioning it is that it still accounts. It's still part of the square footage, like it counts. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is the corporate thing is separate from what a lot of folks are looking for when they're looking for, they go to this card show. If the free swag is fine, but I'm saying I almost have to discount that square footage. And some of these have like mega booths, especially when you're thinking the National.
Yes,
Yeah.
the
There you
national.
go.
No, the national is set up to where you have the main floor, and then the outside exterior are mega booths. Then when you
Yes.
go over and shift, you have the graders, and then you have some more mega booths, and then a whole nother show in a show itself, just to what would be the south of where Beckett was last year, and a few of the other repacker and arena clubs, and Kakawa, who does the Asian scene with the prism looking cards with Disney and stuff, who do a fantastic job. And you have people just scattered through that. Again, to me, it's like going to a giant fair or carnival. Just cards are involved, and it's just a lot of fun for me.
Well, the corporate entity has expanded dramatically in the last, let's say, 7 years, I guess.
Yeah,
It was a very small footprint. Now it's huge. It's massive.
and
It's
I'm
doubled
the
the
thing that,
size of the expo.
and I'm
just through
still
that.
surprised the corporate identities haven't branched out to more shows, because they're still very sparse nationally throughout the year. I mean,
Sure.
I have CGC in Sarasota, which is 45 minutes away from me. They come to one of our local shows maybe twice a year, and they don't even tell us when. And when they're there, I have to come back to my house, grab whatever I want them to grade, because they do video games and other stuff, and I'll bring like 5 or 10 things in person that I don't want to ship. I'm like, here you go. I'm going to sign these off to you right now. You can take them away with you, and I'll see them in a week, 2 weeks. That's about as fast as I get them back, real fast, especially down here. Like PSA now that has the Palm Beach office that they took over from SGC, they haven't came to a single show here. I know they're busy, but still to have a presence somewhere in the market or one of the bigger regional shows in the state would be a big deal. But that just shows that JSA is at one show almost every single month. They're at the St. Petersburg show. So if you're going to the St. Petersburg show, JSA is there. You can take something. It's super easy. You don't have to mail it. It's in person. You can drop it off. Sometimes you'll get it right back that same show. That's convenient. Like, you should offer that to just a customer service basis and to get people in the door, or get those people that normally wouldn't ship something to you that just really want to walk it into you and just have that peace of mind and pay for it.
I've
It's
been to
super
St.
easy.
Petersburg.
There you go. Get back down here, Bobby.
1973.
What? I wasn't born yet. Yeah, you came down here before it was popular, boys. I wasn't here yet.
No card shows. It was horrible.
No, there was no card shows. There were probably like 2 card shops in the entire Tampa St. Pete area. I know Frank definitely had a card shop back then, but he's since closed his stuff down. It used to be called Hot Stuff.
Hot Stuff.
Yeah, it's actually a really good card show. It was the card shop. It was that was one of the ones you could walk in and literally buy a pack of cards 30 years before you. Like he had inventory out the ass. And he was a
Porn
sharpshooter.
videos
Man.
in the back.
Oh, he used to smoke cigarettes while he was in there when I was a kid. I remember that shit too.
Wow.
There you go.
Yep.
Zach says
Lived in
50
there.
people hit the like button. That's right. Appreciate that, Zach. Mike, you should have been here a couple minutes ago. So I don't know. So obviously Bobby was set up at a booth, but I did mention that I actually saw a surprising amount of O-Pee-Chee vintage baseball. Actually, a surprising amount compared to previous years. I was pleasantly surprised, and I saw a decent variety. I saw some good names. I saw some, like I said, a complete 71 O-Pee-Chee set, some late 60s O-Pee-Chee Hall of Famers, and I was like, okay, pretty impressive. And a couple of different booths seem to have some. So. No surprise.
They're trying to lure me in. They're luring me in. I know what's going on.
It's very sneaky. He's very sneaky.
So where I
Very
got
sneaky.
the pennants, the guy says, I'm missing one card from my 72 O-Pee-Chee set. He goes, I'm going to bring that next show. I said, just buy the card missing, and then you can sell it as a set next show. Let me have a look at it before you bring it. And he goes, okay. I went, all right.
Yeah. The stuff's still out there. You kind of have to shake some trees, but the stuff exists. But that's why. Like I said, the only reason I mentioned is that I knew some guys who made it their mission to seek it out, and they were very effective for quite a time, literally grabbing everything they could find for a while. So maybe they took the show off. Suddenly there was a little bit more lying around compared to normal.
You don't need to shake trees. You just need to kill people off, according to Eric. So
Well, that's what Eric does. Yeah, usually. Yeah, that's fair.
With the diabetes.
With the
Anything.
diabetes.
The diabetes.
kill them off, and cards are free.
There you go. That is a strategy.
Cards are free. I don't remember saying that, but
Money for
Well,
nothing, and
Eric,
the cards
Eric,
are
for
free.
you, the cards are always free at Sports World. The claw has spoken.
well,
What they feel is going to be like
easier when
first
he's up there with
what happened?
when he's up there with you guys. It's easier for me to, So keep him up there, will you?
Mm.
Phil's going to come back,
Phil's
and it's
up
like, Phil, apparently, yeah.
Oh,
I don't know what he looks like, but yeah, from what I understand, he came up for the show.
Yeah. I seen him, I didn't know he was coming. I don't know why I didn't know. Anyways, I seen the guy and I said, that looks like Phil. And he's like, a little ways away. And I went, nah, everybody looks like Phil.
Everybody looks like Phil.
You know what I mean? Hat on, whatever.
Phil.
He's like, he's
You
got
know
like
what
a
I mean.
head and a face.
Yeah, legs. He has 2 legs. Yeah.
He looked
Two
like a
arms,
typical collector
10
walking
toes.
around.
Unamassed poll JSA is not the same as CGC.
I mean,
Yeah, that
the
is right.
Sports
The two
World
different-
Well,
packs
Bobby
are-
has a point. People at the card show tend to look the same.
Yeah.
Not in Florida.
Okay.
Nothing is the same as anywhere else.
No, this is like visiting the zoo. So
That's a good analogy. I agree with this thing.
listen, I go to the mall, I sit down in a chair, and I don't want to buy any. I just want to watch people. That's my favorite thing in Vegas too. Watching that shit show, especially over there on Fremont Street. Woo, baby.
Okay, I do have a question though. You did go to Vegas. Did you do any gambling, even to a small degree?
Yeah, I left down $80. Most I was ever up was like 230. I was
Okay.
playing
Yeah,
slots.
that's fine. I would be morally offended though if he at least didn't play a hand of blackjack or something. Like
No,
you
we were
gotta
doing.
at
Oh
least-
man, I was my buddy was pretty hammered one night, and he was playing blackjack, and he would the dealer would beat him up like 3 or 4 hands in a row, and then he'd win, and he'd be like, "F you, motherfucker, F you!" Like to his face, he's like, "I'm sorry." He was hammered though, and I was looking at the dealer, and I'm like, he's getting fucking pissed. I'm like, he's getting mad at this guy. this guy's going a little too hard. He's about 7 drinks too deep right now.
Bring in the
These
cooler.
guys have seen it all, especially in Vegas.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's-
but
it's-
he
it
was
takes-
getting pretty mad though. I mean, he was pretty mad. That was after like Peter Luger's, where we had spent like $1,200 on steaks. So
it takes a lot because like we discussed before, like Vegas had been pricing people out for a while. It was funny though, because I watched some different YouTubers that do a lot of travel stuff and a lot of Vegas stuff, and there are some resorts that are starting to do the all-inclusive packages because they realize they priced everybody out, so they have to be like, okay, we have to find a way to make this more attractive to you. And
Yeah,
like, okay, we'll include this.
They've all started doing prices. They've all started doing day passes and stuff like that. They have to, because they're definitely pricing people out for sure. I did see cards. They had cards at the Walgreens or CVS over there on the strip. Nothing I wanted to buy, but they did have cards behind the counter at the front, so I did at least see some cards. I was hoping to find one of those vending machines that had a graded card, but I didn't come across one of those. I didn't really go searching it out, but I did look around for it. But I'll tell you this, if you had a blackjack style table to where somebody's breaking product and you could buy like not a team, but maybe a division or something for a sport to where it's easy, we're going to need 4 people, I would have definitely done that. Like I would sit there and open packs right there on the table. That'd kind of be fun in the middle of the casino. To be honest with you, that'd be way more enlightening.
Sure.
Than playing backjack and get blown through. You know, at least you get some packs, you get some cards, some dude sleeving it up. Oh, look at the hit. Let's do it. Why would we not have live breaking at a casino? It's already gambling.
Well, what you gotta do, you gotta steal the seat, you gotta steal the Blez Brothers thunder, because you go into a tournament.
I can't stand those scumbags. Like they're just
but one of the things one of the brothers did plays right into what we were just talking about.
I know, but he's a card player. Correct.
Yeah, but you go into a poker tournament and then take your time out and start opening
start breaking product. That I did give that was funny. But then there was a few other guys that had done that after the fact as well. They're all being cute. But let's just take the blackjack out of the equation and let's play per pack for cards and we'll play the whole high number. So literally you're playing high-low or random weight on the back of a card in order to win everything people break, and you have 12 people breaking. So you're going through a lot of product and actually getting hits. So you're actually losing something. You keep nothing, you lose everything. Only one guy wins. I would watch that. I would sit there and watch that just to watch people get pissed. Like, why am I making something up? Am I making something I need a patent or somehow like broker right now? Because I mean, is Michael Rubin listening to this? Let's do this. I'll pitch.
Dan, are you a patent lawyer?
No. Yeah, I need a lawyer. Dan, I need a lawyer.
Patent's very specific. I don't know anything about it.
Well, I can't patent any of that, but let's just patent the idea of the process.
So Jay, good evening. So say I've missed some shows. Apologies. Have I missed any Eric bike misadventures over the last month? Eric's biking is generally a misadventure.
I don't think I've had any misadventures. I've had some adventures. I've put some of them on the Instagrams.
Yeah, I saw you kept riding over the same rock.
Well, you got to swipe and then it goes on a different rock.
But it looked like the same rock the other direction.
It wasn't.
Are you saying, Eric, that are you saying, Eric, that in order to facilitate this to occur a little bit more, maybe we need to talk to Michelle and maybe a little bit of sabotage is in order?
Also, why do you slow down when you go over the rock? Would it be more exciting to hit the rock at full speed, hit some air and then land?
I would love for you to come up. I have a spare bike, and you can show me how it's done correctly.
No problem.
It must be different in person because the videos don't do it justice. Maybe you have to have the videos showing you opposed to. There
is a depth perception issue, you know, with GoPros and cameras and stuff. But I assure you, it's slightly dangerous.
Gotcha. So I was walking through Gasparilla at about 11:30 a.m.
Yeah.
What is that?
Gasparilla? You never seen or heard of Gasparilla? So it's like Mardi Gras, but down here in Tampa. We have a huge road called Bayshore that's miles long, and we have a pirate festival parade that lasts 8 hours and goes all the way from one part of South Tampa all the way through downtown and into downtown, where they take over the city from the mayor. And they do that every single year, and people fly in from out of town. There's, I don't know, 1 million people here for this event. And just everybody walking around getting drunk from 9 a.m. to who knows how long. Next day.
Wow. So we got a couple of good comments here, so I'll touch on these. So Zach says first, surprised no one tried to open a big card shop close to the strip. I guess real estate is just too expensive. Now, I can only speak for 13 years ago, but I remember that while I was there, I specifically went out of my way to go to some card shops, and there were definitely some inside of like the little malls beside the casinos. So we were still on the strip, and there was at least one card shop that I went into and bought a couple of things from. So they definitely had some.
Yeah,
and they had decent inventory.
When I looked online, when I was just seeing where I could walk around, there's one that's basically more of a memorabilia shop. that really doesn't sell cards at all. They were known for a long time for Pete Rose would stop in there like once a month and sign for like a whole day. That's how they had him set up, and people would come to that just to get stuff live.
Yeah, but years ago, I definitely saw that. 100%. I saw they had a shop, at least one.
There were four other
okay.
shops within like a mile, 2 miles around. Nothing I felt like walking to, at least. And then I know they have a big card show this weekend because our professor's going to it.
Yeah. And then Black Box Sue says, late to show, as you guys talked about GameStop trying to acquire eBay. So I saw a headline for this. I didn't read into it at all, but I saw the headline, so I don't know anything more about that.
How would GameStop buy eBay when eBay is bigger than GameStop?
Well, that's the thing is that GameStop, I know, has some cash.
eBay for sale?
But is eBay
for
not
sale?
That I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of.
Not that I'm aware of. Yeah, Michael Rubin would buy it.
Eric would buy it.
He would Thanos buy it. There you go.
Yeah.
Like if eBay's for sale, I know a lot of big money. BlackRock would buy it. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, eBay is quite profitable for what they do. So like they make good money.
Like,
it's an ass. Like look, by comparison, GameStop has tried to do a lot of different things, and they have been able to accumulate some cash for different investments if they want to try. But the reality is, GameStop until 5 minutes ago, like literally within the last couple of years, like they were on their last legs, and then they had the meme stock thing that worked out for them, and then they were able to get some cash. So like good on them.
It's like, but like to buy eBay, I mean, that's like, I think it's almost like they're making it to try and figure out if eBay would want to be sold. I don't even know who owns eBay to begin it, but at that point, if you're going to buy eBay, why don't you buy Amazon too while you're at it? Just screw it. Let's just get it all.
Yeah. I like this though. So Dan, you'll appreciate this. And that's true. I had almost forgotten. It was actually a good point. Jay is actually a patent lawyer. So, Dan, we have much lawyers cover. I have a lot of lawyer coverage, Dan. Jay is one of the OGs here. He's been here for a while.
Well, I defer to Jay because I know nothing about patent law.
What is intellectual property? How does that work? Because I thought of it. So technically I own it. It's like the moon. It belongs to me.
Yeah, I'll let you argue with him, Ham, but I will defer.
I'm not going to argue. I'm just curious how it works. If I come up with an idea and somebody takes it and does something with it based on my idea, at what point do I have ownership?
The only thing, and I have to follow up with Jay on it, Eric, we never did it. But one thing that Jay did say that we could do is we thought about, getting Poopy Pony covered.
Yeah.
And that's still in play. That one's still in play. We might be able to make that one
a conversation.
So that is a conversation we've had. So that's still a possibility. Field of Dreams says Refractor Jones. Thank you, Refractor Jones. Field of Dreams is cool. It's not cards, it's autographs. Forum shops. There you go. Yeah, like I said, when the memory that I'm going with, and it could very well have changed. I'm just going with memory like, in 2013. In 2013, I remember I went to a card shop and for sure they had cards and it wasn't far. Like I didn't have, I literally walked there.
Yeah, it's not, it must not be. Well, at least it's not close to Caesars.
Yeah, I just know, that's why I say like, I always have to take into account him because it has been so long since I was there. Like they could have totally changed over the entire place, the entire, all the different stores could have changed over like 5 times over by then.
I'm just laughing at Jay.
I like this. I like this. Thank you, JK. What Rose would do is, his auto appearances. Yeah. Poopy Pony is viable. See, there's still a chance, Eric. Still a chance.
Let's dig them out. There we go.
Guys, I'm beat. I got to head out. Get some.
All right, Bobby. Appreciate it.
Nice to see you tomorrow, Carlos.
I'll pop back tomorrow and I'll talk to you. Yeah.
Okay, guys.
See you, Bobby. Have a good time tomorrow.
Thanks again. Bye bye.
Yeah,
Eric, that's a 1 of 1, correct?
It is a 1 of 1. Yes, it is.
You should put 1 of 1 on it somewhere.
I believe I did.
Can you get a Baker
I
sticker
think somewhere
on
on there.
I thought I did.
You should. See, Eric, maybe, hold on, Dan. Maybe
I guess
we should get Eric's
you
Poopy Pony into the $499 holder.
Yeah, so it does say on the back, because you have to have things on the back of the card, okay?
Yeah.
Poopy Pony was created. You see on the back of the card was created.
Do I have it memorized?
In response to the idiocy of fanatics releasing V Friends from Gary V. May God have mercy on your hobby souls. And it's 2022.
If Gary V put that in a product, how proud would you feel?
Would I get
a little bit?
Would I get some? Oh, then I'm all in.
See?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Downhill.
He wants some of that sweet V Friends money.
Yeah, he wants that golden bike. He wants the bike that's gold.
I am all in. Gary V, I can put this in his product and write me the big check. I'm all in.
Yep,
But
four
yeah,
figures.
2022. That's how long we've been doing this stupid, shitty ass show.
I've noticed nobody's come out with YouTube cards yet for the hobby.
Oh, so
Like I know
really
we've
true.
I've created a few myself, but like
No,
a
but
set.
So just out of curiosity, I'm going to ask a question.
Mm.
Do you count influencer cards, because there was a company that made a set and Pac-Man was in the checklist?
Well, Pac-Man was in the checklist. Jeff was in the checklist. Card
That was
Collector
Topps.
2's been in a Topps.
No, but
And
Jeff is a Topps, but I mean, like, Pac-Man was part of it. I forget the name. I can find it, but it was literally a PAX pulled set, but the whole
Correct.
set was like influencers and like internet people.
I
Including,
don't know what that set is.
I'm waiting
I'll
for my
find
card to be made.
I'll find it.
I have a card of you already, Eric. I mean, Alleganter, when you came out of the surgery in one of your medical things.
I've had lots of surgeries, so yeah.
Here, I'll show you exactly which one here. Hold on a second.
All right, excellent.
Yeah, I'll find
I like making cards. If I was going to create a company, I would do kind of what Gas does. Go after big names, get 100 autographs out of them, put them out at a random product, sell the cards at X amount of price, and then put them in at random. It's easy money. It really is easy money at the end of the day, especially when you're not printing thousands of a card. It makes life really easy. Ooh,
All right, I got it. It was a company called True Creator, TRU Creator,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a 2021 set, and they had True Creator Series 2 has Pac-Man cards and Pac-Man autographs, including Pac-Man inscriptions.
Is it made by Pac-Man?
Well, it's made by the True Creator company. Like literally,
know,
they had like
who owns True Creator is what I'm getting at.
I'll look
Pac-Man
it up.
still on?
The channel's still on, yeah.
Does he still
Isn't
do his
anymore.
thing?
So as far as I'm aware, yeah.
Okay.
It's a hobby, Dan. Like, there's nothing you can do to get expelled unless you're, the sports card therapist and you like leave of your own volition. Aside from that, there's nothing you can do.
Patrick Ryan. Nobody's heard a word from Patrick Ryan.
Ryan,
But he
just
also
changed
left
his
of his
name.
own. But he also left of his own volition. So like that's technically, Dan, no one can be expelled from the hobby. Like people have tried. Like nobody can.
All right, here's my Eric card.
A second here.
There you
go.
There we go.
I like it.
There you go.
Jesus Christ.
It's like the hobby is like the opposite of Hotel California. You can always leave, but you can never check out. Something like that.
I thought I had a
You're a big fan of the Eagles, huh, Dan? All right. Probably like Pink Floyd too, you jackass.
Here's the other Eric card. I was trying to do like a kaboom.
Here we go.
Oh, hold on. I'm getting some text messages. Don't want to make sure there's no nudes. Okay, there you go. That's from Michelle.
Hey!
Well, there's the little Eric right there.
Oh,
boom!
Let me show you guys.
A little
Hold
paint.
on.
All right, hang on. I'll zoom out here. You can make a set for collectors. It must have 35 people. Yeah, probably about right. Ultimate Sports Cards near Fremont.
We have new for collectors cards that debuted at Strongsville Trade Night.
Are they double sided and do they reflect the 457 collectors?
Yeah, I'm one of them. Hey, I was on the show. I'm adjacent. Do I get
there's the Carlos.
There's the for collectors 2026 card. See,
you don't leave enough room for autographs.
There's 5.
Now we autographed this, and then you see the back. Look at that. Isn't that great? 1961 style back.
I do like that. I do like the style.
It's a nice card.
QR code. Smart with the QR code. You got to have the QR code.
I signed 50 of these because we give away 50 during Hobbypalooza.
I got
the infamous. That's a personal favorite.
There's Dustin. There's the Dustin. There's the Carlos 1, Carlos 2, and Carlos 3.
That's right. So Dan, out of curiosity though, do you know the backstory of why Ham went with that design? There is a rationale to exactly why that is.
There is, yeah.
I have been the biggest proponent in the world, as far as I'm concerned, the only legitimate thing in the world.
The autographs.
I think Panini screwed this up. Prism bowling. I've been the biggest advocate in this hobby of Prism bowling, and I think Prism bowling should happen. I think it should have happened already. And the fact it hasn't is an offense to this hobby.
I totally agree. Yeah, absolutely, Mike. I will have them there at the Philly show.
Very nice. Thank you, Mike. But yes. So yeah, I just remember that True Creator set from back in the day, and they actually sold that stuff, and you could actually get the autographs and whatever. But I don't remember like, and it was literally this company. It was called TRU Creator. I just think it's this weird company that created these things because they put 60+ people in it. It was literally like this checklist of 60+.
So I made one in an Alligator of Gordie Howe because I found a picture of Gordie Howe while he was fishing here in Florida. So I kind of made this
picture, yeah.
Yeah. So I made that. I'm like, that would be a great card. I mean, sitting in the Marlins chair. Woo.
Yeah, you need to send that to me.
All right, I'll shoot it over to you. I love doing that stuff. I just like being creative.
JSA is going to say those dance signatures of the 50 are fake. Maybe. Could very well be. It's 50-50.
I did sign them, but my signature is so different every time.
So why don't you get something more consistent? I have 5 to 6 signatures based on what I'm doing.
I signed so much stuff over the years that it just became a scribble, and now I'm trying to, when I do like the four collector's cards, I'm trying to do it a little neater, and I just can't do it non-scribble.
So do you just sign Dan?
It's a D and then an L, pretty much. D scribble, okay. L scribble.
Well, why don't you do D cursive, L cursive? Not D scribble, L scribble.
I think the playham, if you're going to do that, is I just change my signature all the time, and if you can believe it, there are some gullible people who buy this stuff all the time. All I do is sign Bobby.
Oh, Orr. I do. Well, I have a signature that's for. Oh, yeah, there you go, Bobby Orr. I like to sign.
I just sign Bobby Orr.
I like Zombie Ray Borg personally.
Yeah, well, but I'm saying if there's a Bobby Orr signature in the last 15 years, it's pretty much just me.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, like we haven't seen Bobby Orr for sure. We can't be 100% sure. He might have died of the diabetes.
I'm sending that to both of y'all. Make it easier for me because you're already in a chat.
It's gone full circle. And I would appreciate some Topps Chrome chess. Why not? Who doesn't want a Gary Kasparov gold prism?
I'm just waiting for them to. I'm waiting for them to come out and do something different with card. They're lazy right now because anything in their mother sells. Anything. If they really want to tap the market and sports card side of it, make a Pokemon style card in a sports card. Okay, do your stupid little anime thing, but make it look kind of like a Pokemon card, and then make it the shiny with some sparkle in the background, like they do with the reverse hollows or whatever it is. Throw that in as a case hit. $20,000 card minute, just immediately. Just Shohei Ohtani, $20,000 card case hit. Oh my god, I can't do it. Or call it a pallet hit. You really want to break them? Pallet hit, not a case. A pallet.
Well, Ham though, I got to ask a serious question. How can you say no innovation in the space when I know for a fact that Upper Deck has a bread? You get the bread tag. You got a bread tag card called Guaranteed Fresh.
I'm so upset with Upper Deck and then mimicking what Panini does to try to just catch up with them. Stop it. You're your own company. Go past them. Whatever happened to damn holograms? We have motion holograms from the freaking late 90s, early 2000s. We have more technology now mixed with molecular that you can make some shit so goddamn cool that just walking by it, you will stop to want to look at it because of how cool it is. We are not using technology at all. We are still living in a 2D dimensional shiny world. Stop it. Break the mold. Somebody break the mold, please. All right.
Eric, you're the man.
Give me some money. I'll break the damn mold.
Break the mold.
Man. Florida man is asking for laser beams. He wants the cards to be made with
right.
laser beams.
It's the future now. Let's become futuristic. All right. Let's do it. Let's just do it. I mean, what did Topps do? Come out with a half fake CD card that the guy signed. Very nostalgic, very fun. Implemented 5 out of 10. Could have been better.
And by the way, for this comment, don't tempt me with a good time. Ray gun era was the greatest, one of the greatest. It was
they
a
need
golden
to bring
era.
back breakdancing in the Olympics. It needs to just be a sport on like TV somewhere.
Well, get rid of
But they
cycling and bring back breakdancing.
Well, why don't we have a break dancer in wrestling, for instance? That's got a whole goddamn ring to break dance in. Let's do some break dance finishing moves. You know, you do that thing where you're doing riding the bull, but you're spinning around in your arms and you kick somebody in the face and you knock them out. I'd watch that every single day. Like without a doubt.
What I would love, Ham, is if someone got injured doing what you just described and they had to explain to somebody what they were doing when they got hurt.
I was in
And then
the
the doctor-
dance room called the rodeo.
And then the doctor is literally sitting there taking notes. Is like, so to be clear, you're saying this is not a sex thing. It's like, no, it's not. It's not. It's not.
Well, Mike Good here. Pacific had those goalie cards with the laser cut netting. Okay, Stadium Club and Pacific were fighting back and forth with die cuts at one point, and they die cutted everything, including pieces of leather that looked like gloves for baseball players. Like in the late 90s, early 2000s, die cutting things was crazy, especially with Stadium Club. Like Pacific and Stadium Club, they were going back and forth fighting each other. We don't have anybody fighting
Did you see?
each other.
By the way, I don't know if you saw the silly card of the week, Ham. Did you see the Platinum Portraits, the new one that Upper Deck did?
Yeah.
So that's a die cut. You know, it's pretty intricate die cut. Like, I'll give them credit for it. Spelling
Upper
out the word.
Deck does a good job at trying. They do a bad job at implementing. Okay,
That was basically the argument. Yeah,
but they keep doing it. So I'm like, who has been there so long that somebody thinks this is continually a good idea that they have nobody young enough to say that's stupid? Like, no, let's change some things up. This is where I get angry because I feel like everybody's there. They don't want to lose their job. They love what they do. They get to do this. They get to make cards. It's fun. They get to be around all this stuff. But you're also put into a position that you can't go past a certain point. And we need somebody to go past a certain point. And the only company to do that right now is Upper Deck or some brand new company to come out of the woodwork. That's it. That's all we got. Otherwise, we were in Fanatics Overlord for at least 10 years. We're basically John Madden football. They don't have to try no more. You have to buy it. That's where we're at. It sucks. Hot gloves. There you go. Hot gloves. I have a hot gloves Greg Maddox. I love that card.
Yeah. Well, I think what's funny though is part of the reason we found it funny is that so like that Platinum Portraits, for example, the individual responsible for it was the one who was coming up with those ideas in the 90s. It was the same. It was the same person. So it's one of those things where, you know, the only thing though, and this has been kind of a hang up, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, is that you know, G McLeod, you know, part of the Arena Design, the folks that did a lot of that stuff, she has been on the record though, is that she doesn't want to just repeat what they've done in the past. So it's one of those things that when you ask somebody to do that, then they may come up with some wacky off the wall stuff.
But they're repeating what other people are already doing. Like, it's a slap in the face. It's telling me I can't think of anything new. I think that's what happens. These people get in there. They're in there for so long. Legal tells them no all the time when they really probably don't even truly know anymore. And then you keep being told you can't do something. Break the freaking mold. Do something different. I don't care. You have to. You're being strangled on the backside. You have hockey and golf and weird other sport, and you don't even do that well. Other people do Michael Jordan cards better than you do, and you own the athlete technically. That's sad. Sad. Stop it. That's all I can say.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop.
Eric, hold on, Eric. I think you should be defending Upper Deck here because they made that stupid cycling card, that allure card that you like.
That's a good idea. Make some cycling. I like the multi-sport thing of other weird stuff. I like that idea.
Is
there
weird.
a long play for it? That's weird.
This guy won
Look
the
at
Tour de France 3 times.
He's gonna walk like that the rest of his life too, in a freaking walker. But
Eric,
it's not the point.
Wouldn't it have been quicker instead of saying he won the Tour de France? You could have said he took drugs.
He
Correct.
did not take drugs.
Well,
How
where's
do you
our
know he
Magnus?
didn't take drugs?
Where's our Magnus and weightlifter card? Where the hell is that? That guy's been around
Hey,
for 40 years.
Ham, listen, world's strongest man. We'd have Magnus Magnuson and Magnus Magnuson.
Correct. But where are those cards? See what I mean? You're not even tapping the fourth wall. You're wasting my time. You're killing me right now. You have all these people in there that are working on this stuff, and you can't think of simple stuff like that. That drives me nuts. Where are we
Could
at
you
with
imagine,
influencers?
A world's strongest man said, with some of those
That'd be
70s and 80s
fantastic.
World's Strongest Man guys. They used to be
Arnold
on
will sign
ESPN
for
too.
anybody if you pay him. Arnold signs for anybody if you pay him. That's why Gas got his autograph. Look at that.
That's
There you go.
1888 Allen and Ginter John McLaughlin wrestling card. So there you go.
Beautiful.
All right.
Nice.
I look at that mustache right there. I wouldn't mess with that dude back in the day. He looked like a scrappy little fucker.
No, this guy would break your arm off.
Oh, no, I'd fuck him up.
That's one of my cards that I never even. It's in a draw and it isn't even out.
But it's what I'm seeing, and that's a cool card. That's just when I look at that, I feel historic looking at it.
Yeah.
All right. It's like the shit we get today is I get mad because slap in the face. Slap in the face.
So you're saying this is what Will Smith slapped a man and wrote the Independence Day document for.
Yeah, 100%. Same guy.
It comes full circle, Dan. It comes full circle.
I mean,
That
again,
right there is the callback.
upper Deck
Comes to the throat.
has the ideas to try to do things they don't implement well. Somebody is saying this is a great idea, and they have to probably say yes because they're the boss, and they move along with it when they're really like, this is stupid. Like I need to figure out where that break is to where somebody comes in and just says that's stupid. Give me the outside guy that you just bring in. What is it? Consultant. Bring me as a consultant. You don't have to like what I say, but I'm going to be honest with you.
We were trying to figure out how they figured out how they invented the like bread tie card. Like what were the circumstances? They were in like the lunchroom or something.
So I made this joke, and I made this joke today while I was at the show. I go every single time, and Eric knows this. I go every single time I see one of these things, every single time I see a food-based insert, the first thought I have is that Jason Masher is out doing interviews. He's speaking like this man of the people, this people that understands collectors. Like, Jason, your employees are starving. This is a cry for help. They're hungry. They're thinking about lunch, and they're like, the only thing they can think about is food, and that's why we end up with a bread tag. That's why we end up with a cheese, a die-cut cheese wheel, and that they're starving. They're dying of starvation, Jason. What they need is lunch. Give these people lunch. I feel bad for them. Like, they have my sympathy at that point. It's a desperate cry for help.
Was the Cheeto-Zard card, was that graded?
I don't think it was graded because it's in a snapback case.
Yeah, it's in a snap case. Yeah.
It's just again, that's a great find because if I was Cheetos,
and Dan,
what I would do is make Cheetos pack.
Are you invoking
Cheetos-Zard week? Yeah.
Never forget.
How do you not make a Cheetos-Zard pack and then make like Pikachus and stuff like that and mix them in there? How do you not do that? Are you so stupid? You would not do that? Are you crazy? A yellow.
I like that Ham is even calling out Cheetos for not capitalizing on Cheetos.
Freaking Hanes underwear out for not having a King Griffey Jr. on the front of my thing that says balls and strikes. I mean, I can do this all day long, guys. Like, it's not hard to present things to people to sell based off of other people's interests. They're just not doing it because they're all lazy. Simple as that. It's just a bunch of lazy people.
No one is safe from Ham's wrath here. No one is safe.
Destruction at its finest. I should just become a consultant. I'll just come in. I'll give you a couple good products and move along with my life. All right. You'll do well for 5 to 10 years. That's like give you a window. Yeah. All right. I can set it up
Mike,
for you.
Yeah, Mike, you're 100% right. Yeah. I could probably set a couple, but that's why every single time I see one of those food related cards or in the bread tab is food adjacent, I go, this is a cry out for help. This is It's like I was like, blink if you're under duress. Blink if you're being held against your will. We will help you.
We have macaroni and cheese shaped dinosaurs. Why can't that just be Pokemon characters? They'll eat it up. Literally, that's the slogan. You'll eat it up. It's not that hard.
Yeah. Dan, let it be said that we're devoid of compassion here. We are trying to help these people. They just need to communicate with us. They need help.
I'm trying to make people billions of dollars and nobody wants to listen.
Billions?
And I'm the consumer. Yeah, because billions is the new millions. So it's like,
well, Dan, with inflation, have you seen how much you can get for a card case for Mike Baker Authenticated?
Yeah, true.
$500.
$199 for just what?
One. And it's not even a good one. And so I can track it when it gets lost. I don't even know how I track it. Is it satellite tracked? Is it Starlink? Nobody's explained this to me. I need the Elon Musk Tesla case. Where's the Tesla case?
I like this. This is a good play off of the dare to tear, dare to eat.
Yeah, dare to eat. Oh, I'd love that. You have to start chewing it before you figure out if it was like an autographed Shohei Ohtani. and it's printed on a stick of bubble gum that's autographed. Oh, fantastic!
Eric, you like this as a food adjacent card? Dare to eat.
Dare to eat.
It's like
Right.
what happens? It's like Eric goes. He's in the shop and he gets one of these dare to eat cards and he starts chewing. He's like, "No, the diabetes." That he was done in by what he loved. I love the original 1950s
I
Red.
got hungry. I had to get some Fig Newtons.
Oh, I used to love Fig Newtons when they were like actually real Fig Newtons.
You know, Fig Newtons, a name not of Sir Isaac Newton, but of Newton.
Now you got me hungry, damn it. Now I'm hungry. I need some chips.
So
Eric,
that's
I hope you understand. I hope you understand your Fig Newtons is cruel because somewhere there in a lunchroom of a company in the industry is sitting there going, "I would like a Fig Newton."
Yeah.
I can so go for a Fig Newton, bro.
So just keep that in mind. Next time you have Fig Newtons, it's named after Newton, Massachusetts, the city.
I used
Not
to
after
love
Isaac Newton.
my go-to was the apple Fig Newtons because they were a little softer than the regular Fig Newtons. Very palatable.
I've always
I
liked
appreciate that. I appreciate the chat is at least trying to come up with a couple of ideas. I like that. So let me ask this question then of you, Ham. Obviously, you talk about innovation. Okay, so what would I'm going to give you 3 categories.
Yep.
If your main focus, you want to do something quote unquote new, is it materials? Is it technology? Or is it simply an execution of it? I'm separating the 3 because you can combine the 3, but I'm saying which one would be your focus? Which one of the 3 things?
It would be
you-
technologies and material for sure. Because we have so much more available to us now with technology. Like we've tried. Have you ever seen the cards where they show like a player's highlights and then they'll have a piece of jersey or an autograph? Most recently, a company came out with someone like Kobe Bryant. One of the shows I was at, there was a Tim Tebow, but the card reader wouldn't take a charge anymore because of the battery. And this was an old micro USB-C or micro USB charger. So it outdated anyway from what it is. We have way better technology now. With the availability of holographic and lenticular combined, we really haven't seen much of that. I have a Spider-Man card that is literally a snow globe as a card. That as you tilt the card, all this flake falls and creates action in the card, but like for a good 15 or 20 seconds. It's an interactive card. We haven't got to the point that we have interactive things. Like the nicest thing about a card sometimes is coming by and looking at it. I have this card here that's a Shaquille O'Neal. It's actually old. And it's a non-sport card right here. Okay. And you can't really tell too much because of the case it's in, but this lenticular around the outside with this other color behind it makes it, when you're in person, it's 3-dimensional. This card actually sits back in it. And when I walk by it, I constantly stare at this card. Like it makes me want to look at it. It makes me want to display it. It makes me enjoy it because it's fun to look at. Half of this crap we have, we put it in a box, sits in a dark room, and we never look at it, even if it's because it's valuable. But what happens now? We have so much technology. It shouldn't just be a holographic shiny card. That's been going on for 30 years now. That's not a thing. They're still living off the past. They haven't really innovated. Like the Kaiji cards they came out with, if those would have been just even basically a raised like action pack style card with a little dimension to them, that card would have popped so much more.
You mean like embossed, basically embossed?
And embossed, yeah, embossed hologram. 2003, I think Stadium Club did it where the 2003 was embossed and holographic on the card. I just feel like we got dumber. We've gotten dumber. And they're like, oh, like PMGs. We can't even make PMGs like we used to make them. That technology's lost. We got stupid. We got 30 years in advance and we got dumber. That's what they're telling me. And I don't believe that. I think it's stupid. If I go on Etsy, I can see somebody that does it fine. And they just do it from their house, from a stupid Epson printer. And then a manufacturer that does it for millions of cards can't figure it out because it's too expensive because they don't want to pay $1 to produce it. That's stupid. Stop it. That's why I just want to throat punch. That's the throat punch thing again. It's just like you're just lying to me, and I don't like it. Just say I don't want to do it. Don't tell me you
This is
can't.
Ham's. This is Ham's version of the meme. You know, the Jordan meme. Eric, stop it. Get some help.
Yeah. Don't
That's the
do
Jordan
drugs,
meme.
kid.
Yeah, don't do drugs. All right, Zach's got a good point here. Carlos, do you have a way to share the thing I sent you on Instagram? Thank you for reminding me. That is an excellent thing that I can share. So quickly, quick story time.
I want to see.
Quick story time. I am going to share. I'll show. So during this very expo, Dan, because technically this is part of the expo conversation because it came to me during the expo. Zach sent me this. Well, apparently the YouTubes, in addition to playing, the different things, I like to share more of the videos, but nonetheless, YouTube apparently will send you these little mini surveys. They'll ask you a question, and it'll be like a video, and then it'll ask you some question related to the video. And Zach received this, and he sent me a screenshot of this. And it is one of the greatest things I've ever seen, Dan. I want to frame this. I want to put it on my wall because I am proud of this in ways that I am proud of few things on this show. And there's a few, but this is right near the top. I want to share
Am
this.
I one of them? Am I one of them?
No, absolutely not.
All right, I'm just checking.
That's it. This right here, Eric. This right here is greatness. I'll show you.
Okay.
This is the question that was asked. This is for BIC 177 for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Did this feel emotionally manipulative? I was like, I love that you went with this question. This is where you went with it. I like this, YouTube. I like where you went with this. And it better be yes. It better be yes.
Wowzers.
The answer was always yes. Ham?
It got me to
That is the
comment. I
question.
commented on it, so I guess it
That
was.
is a question that YouTube asked. That is a question that YouTube asked.
At least they're trying to figure it out.
The YouTube police are after our ass. Wow.
Well, they just want to know so they can market it properly. That's really all they want to do. They don't really care
Eric,
about
it's
that.
like they looked deep into my soul and understood.
Yeah,
I
'cause
feel
what a
seen.
YouTube
feel
subscription is what,
seen.
$16 a month now? Like, it's expensive for what it is. At this point, I'm willing to
Incredible.
listen to the damn advertisements again.
Did this feel emotionally manipulative? I love it on levels.
Refractor
you-
Jones. They did. I still have the CD-ROM actually of a few players.
Yep.
Yeah. You can't
You
find a
gotta- you
CD-ROM.
gotta keep-
You can't find a CD-ROM to play it in, but
So that Dan, I'm throwing down the gauntlet, Dan. I want to hear it. 4 Collectors needs to get on my level. Until YouTube questions whether you're emotionally manipulative, have you even done anything on YouTube?
Well, I can tell you, I'm hosting the. I'm going to be emotionally manipulative on Sunday night, the 9th. I'm hosting a live stream on Sunday night. It's Mother's Day, so I'm doing a
Mother's Day.
special Mother's episode.
Mm,
Our moms and our collections. That's going to be emotionally manipulative, if anything.
there you go. I like that.
Can I listen? I don't want to get my mother more involved in my life than she already is. She texts my quote friends. She comes on the show. She's in the chat. I mean,
I love Kathy's the greatest.
No, listen.
You shut your mouth, Eric.
How about if we do a show about trying to get our mother, how to limit our mothers being involved in our life?
Listen,
about
if
we-
my mother was involved in the chat that I'm in, and if anybody said something bad to me, you're gonna taste the Hispanic wrath.
My mother
It will not end.
saying bad
I am
things.
familiar with the Hispanic rap. I am familiar
Yeah, I
with
know
it.
Carlos understands this. Like you will,
I know this.
there's no defending. They will come through a screen. They will appear in person.
And 12 years later, they will still be mad about you about it.
100%.
No.
It will not end.
My mother's the opposite. She will cheer.
I know that, but if we have Hispanic mothers or mothers from
Yeah.
Cuban or some type of Spanish descent,
Yeah.
therefore you face a different wrath.
Yeah, there's then you have to understand, like, there are levels to this. It's like the Colombian mothers, a lot of the Latin, there's a certain level. It's basically automatic vendetta. When you speak of
my
vendetta,
my
it's like
mom's
the default
Spanish
setting.
and Cuban, so
Yeah.
I'm just like defend yourself from a flying shoe or a vase. When it's
the
stuff gets
default
too
set-
angry.
Eric, like I said, you got to be careful with that because the default setting in that situation is just vendetta. It starts at
It's just-
vendetta.
It starts at crazy level 1 and then it goes to level 10.
I don't
you
know
just
why
go
you
in.
think-
On what's
why you
available.
think, Portuguese mother's not crazy either. So I just,
No,
know.
that
Eric,
sounds very
Eric,
tame.
Eric, if this was true, again, knowing what I know, if my mom was put in the situation where she had to deal with you would already be in burning flames. Right now, everything around you would already be on fire.
that room wouldn't exist. It would literally be on fire or soak filled.
The next words out of your mouth, Eric, would be like, "Oh my God, I'm on fire! Someone put me out! I'm on fire!" That's how I know, Eric. That's how I know the difference.
Yeah, you go into defense mode immediately, and it's usually to run away.
Yeah,
Eric, you would have a lot more hockey cards if you listened to Mom and clean up your room. Yeah,
that's not funny. That's not funny. I lost a lot of money that day.
You like that description, Dan? Like if Eric had a mother that was on that category, the next words out of your mouth would be like, "Oh my God, I'm on fire! Someone help me! I'm on fire!"
Don't give her any
That's how you
ideas.
know.
I'm gonna wake up like at the burning bed. Don't give her any ideas.
My only follow-up question is, did someone record it for the content guys?
Yeah.
There's content to be had, man.
Always.
That's not emotionally manipulative. That would be manipulative, though. That'd be very funny. Different kind of manipulation.
I'm just asking you, please don't give her any ideas.
So let me ask a question. So we'll go for a little bit longer and then we'll start winding her down. But thank everybody for joining in. It's been good. So obviously we covered like the very high level stuff, but is there any like expo specific questions? Because like I said, the regular stuff I kind of touched on a little bit. A lot of the regular show stuff is normal. We talked about in the past how the ratio between the types of cards we see on there's going to be obviously different than a lot of these other shows. And the only thing I think I haven't looked into this show so far, and I might look into it a little bit tomorrow, is I haven't paid too close attention to how the signers are doing, but I know like we had a crap ton of signers. So between today and tomorrow for sure, it's gonna go real heavy on the signers. Like it's really gonna hit the ground running on Saturday.
Are most of your signers hockey signers?
There are a lot of them, but there's also some signers in some other categories. Like they've really kind of spread it out because we have, I think,
like who would be the biggest non-hockey individual there?
Goldberg would be up there. That'd be one that I think a lot of people would enjoy. He's going to be one of the feature signers coming up here.
Because I know at the show we have in June coming up here, we have Dennis Rodman and William Shatner. It's kind of the two big headliners so far. They've only announced 4 of the 22 signers.
Yep.
Can I ask 2 questions, Carlos?
Please do.
One is serious and one is not.
Okay, go ahead.
The serious one is, how are prices? What did you think about prices?
So I will separate it into 2 categories. I think for the established dealers that enjoy having a museum, the prices are absurd, as they always are.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of tied in with those guys is a couple of the new guys that have more ambition than sense. Then there's the veteran dealers who do good business. The veteran dealers who do good business know what the score is. They understand how to price things to actually make money. So because that is their objective. They're like, I would like to sell these things. I would like to make money and have less of these things to sell going forward. And then I'll reload later if I need to. So I think some of the veteran dealers have done a good job. The new area is one that I'm going to be interested in because obviously I only got a chance to just peek into it a little bit. Those are the ones I don't know as much about because they are newer. Because I think those are folks that were on the waiting list that finally got a chance to get some spot in there. That's cool.
Right.
So for those folks, they're the unknown quantity for me. There's certain dealers that I know are never going to have good prices ever. You can look at their stuff, but it's the same stuff I've seen the last 50 expos. It's the same stuff that was there 20 years ago. And and I'm like, you're paying for this booth. I guess you just enjoy doing it because I've never seen you move any of this material.
They're more attached to the card than trying to sell it.
Correct. Yeah. And for those guys, I kind of feel bad for them, but it's like, okay, man, do what you're paying for the booth. You do what you want to do. I think though a lot of the other guys have been pretty reasonable, but there are a few that are definitely out of whack, and it's been a little weird. I'll be kind of searching through a little bit, so we're gonna find out.
Okay, so I did have another question about the signers. Have you seen any zombies?
No zombies, but the one I'm going to keep an eye out on because I think Marcel should be signed. We actually had a conversation about that because Marcel is no longer doing his booth. He's doing just a regular signing, which is this go around. So like he's kind of gotten out of that business. I did hear though that Marcel seemed to be in good spirits for some reason. He was muttering something about his breath about no Eric. So he seemed to be really in good spirits for some reason.
Marcel likes me. I'm
good for him.
I think.
So Carlos, when you see Marcel, you make sure you mention Eric said hi. let us know how Marcel responds. Because if he throws something at you like a Spanish lady, no bueno.
No bueno.
No bueno.
No bueno.
No bueno.
We'll find out when the fire alarm goes off. So what happened? He lit a bunch of stuff on fire. I didn't know Marcel had a flamethrower. Who knew? How could anyone have known? Who knew?
Who knew?
That man
That's
goes
why
from
by
0
the-
to 60 real fast.
Yeah, well, some people bought that Tesla flamethrower. He maybe has one.
Yeah, I was gonna say there has to be somebody.
They sold 1,000 of them, so somebody has them.
That would make me happy. It's like Marcel bought most of them. It's just Marcel.
How does
So he
Elon
has to have
Musk not have a signed card yet?
It would surprise me if he
that would
didn't.
break-
I feel like
that
there's
would
been
break
enough
some
like
shit.
non-sport stuff. Somebody would
He
have thrown
sure the
something.
hell doesn't need the money. He's the richest man on the planet, so it isn't like
No, but he likes dumb fun shit,
yeah.
and that's something he would do. Like Leaf made those. Actually, hold on. I'm sending these to them. I just don't know where to fuck send them to. Sorry for link. So I have the
Okay, so-
Leaf Mark Zuckerberg reimagined.
Okay.
Good card to get signed right down there in the bottom, and then the Elon Musk.
Oof.
Okay. Now they do make one that's a dual card. I do have that as well, but there's no way in hell they're both going to sign the same card. Not like they're going to catch them both hammered drunk on the same day. But if I can get them individually, that's a big deal because they don't exist. Like I constantly have a watch on this stuff just to see what's out there. But if I could figure out a way to get them to sign one of these, that's a big freaking deal. But they don't have any pack pulled, no anything. That's something like Gas or somebody would do, and put that type of a product out there, and that would be a big deal. Gas just did a Snoop Dogg release, and again, Snoop Dogg has an autographed card, and Alan Ginter signed as Snoop Lion when he had changed his name for a minute to avoid some legal trouble. But this card from Gas, he's actually signed as Snoop Dogg, which is the only time he's ever signed anything like that. That's a publicly pullable card that signed Snoop Dogg, not Snoop Lion, his original thing. I missed when they dropped that, or they dropped it and it literally sold out in like 4.3 seconds because I was able to see none of it. I was able to do the Youngblood stuff, and I was lucky enough to pull one of the Youngblood autos with the Aerosmith collaboration, so that's cool. The young rock star.
Are you saying,
again,
that you should have gotten the bot? Are you saying you should have gotten the bot? Because that seems to be the way now to
I
win
don't know.
anything.
If I would have caught the Snoop Dogg one, I would have put in for 20 of those cards. Because honestly, Gas is one of the easiest companies to hit an autograph. It really is. They usually have around 200 total autographs, 100 to 200 autographs per person. They only have a specific amount of cards that they make. Everything comes in as base card, cracked ice, or numbered card, or it's an autograph. So technically, if you order 10, you usually almost are guaranteed an autograph. And if it's a bigger name that you already know is going to be $1,000+, you're only spending like $200 to get into this. Like it's literally a great deal compared to the trash we're getting today from everybody else. So like that's why I like to target them on specific drops. If you find the right more popular person, they did the Kim Kardashian one, they did Youngblood, they've done Snoop Dogg recently, they've done Dr. Dre, Eminem, Arnold Schwarzenegger. These guys that you would normally want a card out of, they're able to somehow obtain and do this because they have some type of Hollywood pull. So that's why I follow that, because the odds are actually in my favor for what I'm spending to get something actually valuable, or at least cool and collectible, versus like Star Wars where you got to go open $20,000 worth of product as a Han Solo. Same thing.
Fair enough. So it's kind of an answer a couple of the questions you guys were asking. I finally pulled up the list of the guests. It was loading a little bit slowly, but I did pull it up again just to refresh myself. So for Dan, the Zombie is signing on Sunday. So we got that.
There we go.
On Saturday, Doug Flutie is signing. So that's kind of a fun one because, so you got a little bit of a connection. Jeff Garcia as well. Both those guys have kind of the similar connection in the sense they both started in the CFL, but they also had runs in the NFL. So they had some success in both.
Jeff Garcia played for the Bucks. Fun fact, I had to go to his house one day to pick up some donations from his Playboy model wife, who happened to be there at the time. That was an extremely interesting trip for me and my buddy to take.
Sure.
Eric, it's Florida, Eric.
Everything's Florida. Everything's Florida. I almost forgot though. We mentioned it on a previous live.
Hold on.
Sunday.
I'm sorry. But please, I'm a very accepting person of people's life choices.
No, you're not. You're one of the most judgmental people I know.
Well, that's true too. And Mr. Garcia can live his life any which way he wishes. But if you're going to try to convince me that Jeff Garcia has a ex-playmate as a wife,
Carmela, they also have a child together, by the way.
I am calling shenanigans.
Yeah, you might want to go pull that up. She's a
Eric, are you confident enough to go to the Google machine without using a proxy?
Jeff Garcia can live his life any which way he chooses. I repeat,
and he was doing a good job of living it the way he wanted.
But I'm calling bologna and cheese on that.
She's the one who answered the door for us to pick up a couch. So
bologna and cheese on that one.
So Dan, you remember when I said during the episode about being a hater? There's someone on the screen who is more of a notorious hater than anybody else that I know.
So Jeff Garcia is married to Carmela Di Cesare, a model and professional wrestler.
She is a player.
Known for being named Playboy Playmate of the Year in 2004.
That name rings a bell.
Year. Oh no! If you see her, it will ring a bell. That's when Playboy.
I gotta use Eric's browser. I gotta use Eric's
bell will ring.
And she's half Puerto Rican, so she's got a little of that Latin blood,
and she's 100% hot. Okay, especially in person.
Ham, you got Ham. Come on, you're in Florida. Caliente.
Oh, I know. It's everything's in person here. I mean, I can get it.
Yeah. Just saying, you got to make sure you cover.
I'm covered.
So while Eric is trying to find a device he can search for this on, so without consequences.
There's non-consequential photos of her.
I did have one more name. Because I forgot, because we had actually mentioned it on Sunday. Ben Johnson is signing. Remember, I forgot I was going to mention. So that's an infamous name. That's a name. That's a kind of a historic name.
He used to
So
raise.
definitely, I would think. So I would say Ham, that qualifies, because obviously Ben Johnson's pretty infamous for the as far as that's concerned. But it was funny because I was having that conversation with somebody earlier today, and I said, well, the thing is, to me, look, as far as I'm concerned, I stand by my stance. Everybody in that 100-meter final, all of them were juiced to the gills. So as far as I'm concerned, that was a fair race. So Ben Johnson should get his fucking gold medal back, because it's like, I'm sorry, you all cheated, and he was the fastest of the cheaters. So you know what? The gold medal belongs to this man.
It's kind of like baseball back in the day.
But he was the one who got caught, because not only was he juicing, he was super juicing. And that's still one of the most remarkable races I've ever seen. His reaction time to the gun, his start, it was the greatest I've ever seen. I could watch that race 100 times in a row. It was
I'm
awesome.
sure you have.
I've watched it many times in my life. As a sprinter growing up, as a sprinting coach, it's like, kids, watch this video. I know who he is. I know he was guilty. I know blah, blah, blah. But the start is the start. We're going to watch this, and we're going to try to mimic it, because it is unbelievable. Greatest start in a sprint in the history of the planet Earth. Unbelievable.
So should I get some people to get the autograph for you, Eric? Is that what you wanted?
No, I'm good.
Sounds like it.
I'm just saying. That sounded to me like.
Is he going to sign a hockey
so those
puck?
would be
A hockey puck for me.
That's Jeff Garcia's wife back in the day when she was Playboy.
I'm sure on paper, Jeff Garcia.
Look at that tan.
That woman. I believe it.
Don't worry, that's what answered the door when I went to pick up furniture. So
Eric, listen, how do you know Jeff Garcia doesn't have a great personality? Why? What's the problem?
Garcia has a wonderful personality.
Has a strong right arm too.
He is a wonderful quarterback.
One hell of a hairline too. By the way,
I'm not believing for a second that I'm not believing for a second.
Okay, so Eric, hold on.
He has a lot of money.
Let's establish. I want to establish a
Exactly.
scale.
And
here.
an athlete. And the girls like that.
I want to establish a scale here because now Eric is delving into his levels of denial. So there are different levels of denial for Eric. So is this disbelief for you? Is it like higher or lower than your Guelph denial? So just I want to be clear. What is where does Jeff Garcia denial go?
There is no such thing as Guelph, and there's no such thing as Jeff Garcia liking women.
Well, you're saying he likes men?
Saying absolutely positively.
So he was an unopened athlete back in the day.
And that is
cover?
just fine, and I support him 1,000,000%. But there's no come on.
Bench warmer. See, Brendan understands. Brendan, you and I have a lot more in common than probably even you know. And there were some threads that have nothing to do with sports cards, but yeah.
Brendan Ryan might have a little bit of Florida man. Who knows?
He has a lot more. We're in very diverse stuff. Like daddy, like I like the old kiss cards here. Here's the Christina Applegate. She's kissed this card, so if I kiss this card, we've kissed. That's how that works.
By the law of transference, is that what it is?
100%. You know, here's Petrovich here from wrestling. Look at that. That's a nice, good little thing. Don't worry, you'll know about
Petrovich, Eric. She's Canadian.
She's smoking hot.
Okay,
she's from Toronto.
Armin Petrovich.
Yeah. What did she do?
She's a wrestler.
She's a wrestler in WWE. She's a wrestler in WWE.
You look her up. She's smoking hot. She's Canadian Fire.
I'm well aware of. I don't know who Canadian Fire is.
Well, that's her.
Okay.
You'll know her soon.
Yeah, I was gonna say new tab.
Yeah, exactly. New tab.
Eric's secret browser has got a lot of tabs going.
Yeah.
Hopefully his computer can hang on. Like the computer might be
all right.
Yeah.
It's struggling staying on right now.
I don't know what to tell you. Something
it's
special.
Plugged in and the battery's still at 50%.
It's like he's hanging on. It's like
that's all I got, boys.
It's like
Scotty.
One more tab is fine. Damn, we're learning a lot tonight. And considering this is just it's an expo special, like we're learning a lot.
This was a primo vintage, top of the line, gem mint performance by Mike Hamm, and I'm here for it 100% of the time.
Listen, when I drive down the street, I hit everything. That's how it works.
And now we've learned that Eric has a new level of denial, another layer to his denial link. By the way, Eric, so how do you want to explain Gong Show acknowledging wealth? So you're saying they're in on my conspiracy is what you're saying.
Oh,
just to be clear.
There's no doubt.
Oh, I see.
That's you somehow, and I'm not sure how you have gotten to you must have something on them. You got some information that could be harmful.
I have something on a lot of people, Eric. My tentacles go deeper than you think.
And my goodness, for them to start with this nonsense, come on.
Look, all I'm saying, Eric, is if that's the case,
world named
I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm gonna need one of those boards. I need you to have the strings. And I need you to connect the dots from one to another and see how far the conspiracy goes.
Oh, this is going to be a lot of red string.
I could see you concussing yourself somehow, trying to make this board thing happen. I could see you finding a way to concuss yourself. I'm envisioning it right now. I see the vision.
Who are the cops coming for? Because it's not me.
Eric is like, damn it, not again. Eric, you're pointing off screen. You're not pointing to anybody.
Yeah, when I'm at work, I gotta hope I hear the sirens keep going.
Well, on my camera, I'm pointing at Dan.
Okay, so hold on, chat.
That's the Dan. That's
chat. Dan's the other way. Yeah,
that's a Dan.
No, in my camera, that's Dan.
No, on our camera, that's nobody.
You can keep pointing that way as long as you like.
I mean,
that's chat.
Is that Mike?
That's Mike.
Yeah, it is right now. Yeah.
Is that Carlos?
Nope.
No.
You're pointing to the abyss.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's their problem with Apple. They reverse it. They're Missy Elliott. They flip the thing down, flip it, and reverse it. That's what they do.
So that's
Well,
Carlos.
Ham. I'm on a
That's
laptop right now. Ham, Dan, Eric.
Yeah, well,
I'm a goddamn professional. Like, this isn't that hard.
that's
Sorry.
that's the Canadian feed versus the American
That's
feed.
Dan.
I know exactly where everybody is.
In Apple's world, they don't want the Americans to know the truth, so they confuse them a little bit.
Mike, Carlos, Dan. I'm in.
So
Yeah.
here's the question.
You're in the bottom right-hand corner. So.
So here's the question I have, Eric. So does that mean Apple is in on the Guelph conspiracy?
I wouldn't be surprised at anything at this point.
Interesting. Does it go all the way up to the White House? For how far up the White House?
All the way.
To the ballroom.
Wow.
Makes more
Interesting. My power
So I'm
grows by the
looking at a
moment.
map.
They were
I'm looking at a
talking
map,
about
and I
Illuminati.
see Toronto, and then
Yes.
southwest of Toronto is Mississauga, and then
That is
west of
correct.
that is Guelph, and then a little
Mhm.
further down from that is Hamilton and Brantford. I know Stephen, if he's still in the chat, is from Brantford.
Mhm.
Where's my Canadian cards? Is he from Hamilton?
He's in the Hamilton area. He's somewhere in that vicinity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's out of that neck of the woods. Yeah.
So it's all one
The,
one little
yeah,
area.
there's a bunch
there.
of things out that section. And one of my buddies used to live out by that way, and I used to go down there all the time. I always liked, though, Hamilton was fun for me because Hamilton is Canadian Pittsburgh, even down to
lot of
the old
places.
steel. They used to have the steel industry used to be the thing there, and the professional sports teams, the colors are the same. They use the same kind of like the gold and black. That's basically similar to like the Pittsburgh Steelers colors, or the yellow and gold, gold and black, and yellow and black.
Very, very Egyptian of you.
Yeah. Well, the thing is they kept it was funny because the football team had that color the whole time. And then when they brought the hockey team back and all that, they basically maintained that color. So the color scheme stays, like they could keep it consistent from all the teams. So,
Yeah,
which is
well,
probably
my-
smart for branding. It's good. It's a good idea.
Yeah, my high school alma mater is gold and black. We're Panthers, and gold and black's the colors of the team.
Well, I need to find out if Eric is going to deny that you actually went to that school. I need to know how far into it goes.
I have multiple pictures in the yearbook. Multiple.
Well, listen, like I have gong show acknowledging Guelph. I have street signs and like.
Not real.
He's got it printed on a bottle. Like
It's
you don't just
literally
get
on
that.
Google Maps.
Yeah,
It's
that's
on
not
Google
an
Maps.
Etsy.
Look
That's
at it
not
right
an
now.
Etsy thing. Yeah, Etsy's not naming things on Google Maps.
All a conspiracy. Just
The Google is in on it.
The
of
goggle.
Illuminati. This is an Illuminati type.
You got a Guelph shirt. You're like losing. You're just going downhill
just-
slowly.
It's not real. There's no place in the world named Guelph.
Oh yeah.
Not real.
You should visit it sometime.
There's some weird towns around here. Puslich?
Oh, I remember.
Oh, I love Hustler. Hustler. Yeah, Hustler is a great magazine.
Puslinch?
Yeah,
Aberfoyle?
it's Aberfoyle. Aberfoyle's classic.
I
Hey,
wonder
by
when
the way,
y'all
Dan,
when Canada becomes a 51st state, do they just change all the names to be more English?
Oh yeah, definitely. We're definitely doing that first
Okay,
on the first day.
100%. Yeah.
On the first
Oh,
day.
these are English. There's a place called Fiddlesticks.
Well, that's okay. That's understandable.
No, it's not.
That's like where like you get candy all day long.
That's
to
not-
answer your question, Ham, we're going to put Eric in charge of the map making. So he's going to go to Florida and declare that Canada.
Oh, yeah. They're not going to let him past Georgia. He's not going to get.
Well, I'm not saying he'll make it. I'm just saying Eric is going to try. He'll
Oh
be
yeah,
like, I'm
he
gonna
won't
make
make it. He
Let's
like
just go south.
Yeah,
He'll just go south. He has no idea which
Yeah, well,
direction to go.
yeah, Florida's a
It's a
special
lot-
place.
Yeah, a lot of these towns are actually named after English towns.
Yeah,
At least
absolutely.
Toronto area.
That was in a lot of those ones. The tradition was to name a lot of them that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like fiddlesticks.
But so
is,
it's funny you mentioned Aberfoyle there. So Aberfoyle, if you look at that map, Aberfoyle, I think it's like literally right beside Guelph. But what happens is if you go, so when you would drive up the street, because there's one main road initially that you would use to go up to Guelph, and you would pass Aberfoyle. And when I say you would pass Aberfoyle, I mean, Dan, if you blink, you missed it. Welcome to
It's
Aberfoyle. You're out of fucking Aberfoyle. It's over.
It's a street light town.
Yeah.
One.
I think
streetlight.
Eric's house has more landmass than more landmass than Aberfoyle.
So basically a sign, no stores, just a sign.
Yeah. He's like, you might be able to spit from one side of Aberfoyle to the other. It's bad. I just remember because you'd always pass Aberfoyle. It was hilarious. And I'm sitting like, why is this even here? What's the point?
Eric, how many cards do you have in that room?
7.
7 what? Follow up with zeros.
Just 7.
7D.
That was evoking a good memory, Dan. I was thinking about that. I was like, good old Aberfoyle.
I only have 7.
Don't get like my daughter where the answer to everything's 50.
Eric, I think it's like Dan. I think my hotel room has more landmass than Aberfoyle. might
Well,
be
you
able
do
to
an
declare.
executive suite, so you know.
I was gonna say I might be able to declare this new Aberfoyle. I'm more territory.
Aberfoyle West, East.
Yeah,
Aberfoyle East.
I have more territory here, so it works out. I just thought it was hilarious, and I was used to pass it, but I honestly couldn't figure out why it existed. And I think there was a bottled water manufacturer who the address they would put on was Aberfoyle. I'm like, why? Like, I don't understand.
Taxes.
I maybe listen. The one guy who runs Aberfoyle, it's a tax-free state.
Nobody runs Aberfoyle.
The one dude. Well,
no
Ham, if you show
mayor.
up, you can run whoever shows up, Ham gets to be king of Aberfoyle.
Dude, that's whoever's lived there the longest is in charge. That's one of those places.
It's like one hill in Aberfoyle, and if you push the guy off, you're in charge of Aberfoyle.
Yeah, it's either who lives there the longest or who's the most famous. Those are only 2 reasons you get to run Aberfoyle.
Yeah. And on that Canadian geography minute, I think we made it. I think that's pretty good. So we'll stop just shy of midnight. That was pretty good. So thank you to Ham for joining us. Look, he started off hot.
Pleasure.
There were throat punches involved. Like that was really strong. Like that was a very strong start. That was very.
I get upset. I get upset. I just get upset.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know the $500 card holder was going to be so passionate.
I just don't like stupid.
Dan, why do you think I included it on my list? The holder is greatness. It invokes greatness.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I watched that episode twice to try to make sense of it, and all I heard was, "I'm trying to sell something, and I'm trying to make it sound glorious," when it's stupid and doesn't fit what the hobby does.
Yeah.
But some rich dumbasses are gonna go pay for it, so whatever.
Well, the guy producing it is
like
right dumbass, so.
Just saying. Think about it.
I always like it when a rich guy produces something that costs a lot of money.
Well, Ham,
Yeah.
why don't you actually undersell it? Why don't you reproduce it for like, a third the price, a quarter the price, and then, basically steal all his money? Steal the whole thing.
I would make it. I would just want to make it better than whatever he's producing and to make him look stupid. Like, hey, I made this thing
You might
better.
still be
than
able to
your shit.
undercut it based on your theory, though. You might still be able to
no,
undercut him
100% I could undercut him because he spent all the
Yeah.
money on advertising and he went and got a special company out of New York. He's just trying to upsell it on bullshit. He went on freaking eBay or Google and looked for some cheap ass company to make some shit and made it sound special. That's all he did. He's just full of shit.
There you go. So on subsequent episodes, you can look forward to a couple things. So first of all, hit the like button if you haven't already. Eric pays for it. That's 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Second, I will include a link in the description. New Cardboard Cynics episode is out on Dan's channel. So I'll put a little community post out there. If you haven't voted for Silly Card, please do. We have a bread tag. That's pretty solid. We got a bread tag. It's pretty good.
I voted for the bread tag and I was surprised. It's not winning right now.
Well, right now, I think last I checked, I think it was tied. Right now, I think there's 2 of them tied. So
I
let me
do
check
wish
that.
that when you go to vote for something, you can actually enlarge it to look at it.
Yeah. Bread tag is actually in the lead right now. It's very
Is
close. It's actually very close. Every vote counts here. Every vote counts. But right now, bread is in the lead with 41% of the popular vote. So right now, it's very tight. So every vote does in fact count. So yeah, so I'll include a community post of that. So, and link is already in the description right now as we speak to the Cardboard Cynics episode. My interview with Ty with the Teapot from Market Movers fame. We talked about his follow-up. By the way, at the very beginning, literally, the first question I asked him was the update on what happened with the Essential Credentials card. I don't bury the lead. I literally start with that.
Yep. No, I watched it earlier today.
Yeah. So, and then we had some conversations. We talked about a couple different things. So it was very enjoyable and good feedback so far. And Teapot was actually in the comment section of the video, responding to different people depending on that they mentioned in there. So obviously included in there. But great conversation with him. And I did promise him the next time we have a conversation will not be about grading. I did promise him, like, okay, we're gonna but look, it was too interesting. We had to talk about it. He did have an interesting interview. There was something to talk about there.
What was that thing he was talking about with a bunch of cards graded PSA 6 or with grades of 6? What was that?
Yeah, so what he did is there was one of the experiment videos.
Is
He
there a
took a
video?
stack of PSA 6s. Yeah, he took a stack of PSA 6s and submitted them in to check and see what they would grade on a second go around and to see how it went. So there was, I think it ended up being like almost 50-50. Several of them were like changed by about a grade, up or down. Half of them did grade 6s again on the second go around. So basically, it's a grading experiment. Another grading experiment video, but similar concept as the previous ones.
I'll go watch it.
Yeah, so it is there, and that is he does make reference to it. And at the very tail end, we do mention the $499 holder, and he's kind of not to the same passion level, not to the throat punch level, but he is kind of in Mike Ham's camp that he's not the biggest fan of it. So
yeah.
So he's so we did touch on that. So actually, there was a good variety of topics. We did get a chance to, and I only had a limited amount of time, so I only had him until the top of the hour. But we were still able to talk for just shy of 50 minutes and got in a variety of topics within that conversation.
Yep.
So I appreciate him coming on, and I appreciate him answering some good questions. So I think that was very good. So I don't know, Eric. Any other profound thoughts? Zach's making a good point. I may as well go to the top of the hour because we're basically there. So I don't know, Eric. Regale us. Tell us a tale of woe. Give us some of your Guelph conspiracies. What do you got?
What's your favorite thing in Guelph?
Yes.
Not a real place.
Is it the G or the Elf?
Not a real place.
You know that place is banging during Christmas.
Is it the pic? So I actually in the text message thread, and Eric can validate, I sent a picture of the Guelph Griffin mascot in front of a Griffin statue.
Oh, nice.
And I
So
said,
there was a statue on the campus, and the mascot was standing in front of it, and that's the picture I sent there.
AI.
Yeah, it's getting pretty good. Yeah, I did see your message, Refract. I haven't had the chance to read it yet, but no problem. It's completely fine. I'm happy to read it. I appreciate you writing it out. I did say this in the videos. I appreciate people who write the comments, and I appreciate if you've given some thought to the comment and have a couple of thoughts to share. Like, please, by all means, go ahead. And Refractor's usually got some really interesting comments, some thoughts on it, a little bit of ranting, but it's fine. Go for it.
What I like is how I get somebody who sends me messages about other people's videos that I am friends with, and how that they're lying or full of shit when they're not. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, why are you making this up in your head just because you don't like somebody? And why do you keep watching them if you don't like them? Stop it.
So are you saying, him, that there are people out there who make up stories in their head to try to further an agenda, maybe further a conspiracy?
Yep. That guy back there with his hand up on the wall in that picture. That's
interesting.
him.
Very interesting.
Mm.
That is an interesting point you're making.
And I have to constantly like back them back down to where they need to understand that whatever they're making up isn't even true. I'm just like, why do you, I don't get why you are attacking an individual you do not know. Maybe you do not like for some reason, but you are making stuff up and then telling me about it. And I'm telling you it's not true, but you still don't want to listen to it. So, or they're telling me that maybe they're not telling you. No, they tell me everything. We talk about stuff nonstop. And you're trying to tell me over them that I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm literally standing in front of the monkey, and you're telling me that monkey is not doing what it says it's doing. No, it's doing exactly what it says it's doing. You just don't like it. I just love the conspiracy theories about people that really don't honestly matter in anything, because the following doesn't make sense to have to matter. I can only imagine somebody who has a huge
Can you be
channel.
more specific, please?
No,
I was gonna say.
no, I can't. No, I can't, because if that's opening up a massive can of worms, and I don't want to deal with the amount of Instagram messages that other people give me about other people.
So,
Like, it's not even about me. It has nothing to do with me.
Yeah. Third party.
alone.
I get it. So
me
for
alone.
him, look, some people are really attached to their delusions. They have a derangement syndrome where they think certain things aren't real.
Oh, that's true. Look at that.
Let's say,
100. I mean, that's got a shadow on it. AI doesn't do shadows.
It's got 4 fingers. It doesn't have 5 fingers.
that's
That's not supposed to.
AI.
It's a bird has to fly. It can't have 5 fingers.
AI.
His name is
Just
Owl,
saying.
by the way. Not an I, it's an L. It's just lower. Owl.
Maybe I got to get the Griffin to sign something for you, Eric. Maybe I could get him to sign a puck for you. Would that help ease your pain? If I got the
Zach.
Griffin to sign a puck for you?
Absolutely not, Zach. You're in the same threads that these other people are in. Hell no. I'm not opening that freaking can of worms. Good try, though. 3 or 4 more beers, maybe I say something. I'm nowhere near there.
I like that we're at the stage, Dan, where Ham is trying to be a man of peace. But he's saying
No, I'm
the
a
correct
man
amount
of
of beer
a man of my peace.
He should feel like somebody's reaching out to him as the reasonable guy, I think.
And
So
I'm
they're
trying to be
saying,
very
okay,
I I'm being very nice. I'm not being
this
rude
is a
back to
guy
the
I can
people.
talk to, right? So these crazy
that's-
people think that you're a guy that they can
Correct.
talk to. So you must feel good about that.
I do, but I also try to get them to reason to understand that what I'm saying is true, and then they stop believing me because they just don't want to, because they want to believe what they think is right. And I'm like, listen, I have no reason to lie to you. I don't give 2 shits. And I'll tell them, stop watching somebody you don't like. Just stop it. But if you're going to keep watching them and then coming to me with freaking 3 to 5 minutes of paragraphs complaining about something, go just leave it in their comments. But the problem is half of them are blocked. It's even worse. They go and watch shit on another thing and they come and yell at me.
Oh, I
about
know who you're talking about.
it. So I'm just like, come on, man, leave it alone. And you're not even picking on the right person. I was like, there's a better person to pick on.
You're talking about Ziggy complaining about Dustin, right?
No. It's actually Ziggy loves Dustin. Ziggy loves a lot of people.
Oh my God, you guys have said it twice. You say it 3 times like Beetlejuice. Calm down.
Say it a third time.
Ziggy, bring it. It just matters which medication he's on is which Ziggy you get. So that's how that works. But
We
I
have people
that.
on this panel who have that problem.
Yeah, I mean, again, I work
Same.
around a bunch of unique individuals, so I get a really good idea how people act and what some people might be crying out for help for. And then there's some people are just mean. It's a different group.
Now we're talking about crying out for certain type of help as opposed to crying out for hunger, which happens sometimes and manifests itself in inserts that are food related.
Yes. Well, what was the gentleman's name? What's the guy that Michael Jackson is the son of Diana Ross and Smokey
Oh
Robinson?
God,
You say that name 3 times, watch yourself. Because if you say anything bad about him, he had said so much bad stuff about Dustin that it's unbelievable that he's still even allowed to even comment or talk. The amount of F-bombs, MFers, the personal attacks that have nothing to do with him, just because he didn't like something he said. There you go. I'm not saying that out loud, Brendan Ryan.
Be careful. Be careful.
100% out there, and you don't know what you're getting. That's not a toaster. That's the face to the freaking oven burn. No, you don't want none of that. Okay. I will tell you, it's extremely interesting to listen to, but you also know that individual has a problem. But by the way, Michael Jackson is the love child of Smokey Robinson and Diana Ross for my own safety. Okay.
So Eric, that's not a conspiracy you're denying because you're into denying conspiracies now.
That's not a conspiracy you want to deny.
No, not going to touch that one.
Nope.
How interesting.
Nope. People can phase through walls before I'm going to admit to that not being true.
Oh, listen, I heard a rumor that whole situation happening. Well,
that's very possible. I would if John said it, I believe it. He's done more research than I have.
There you go.
You never argue with the goat.
On that bombshell, we made it to the top of the hour. So there you go. We made it to the traditional time, even with the different stuff.
All right, I know. Out of here. 1 minute in, and he's gonna appear. You gotta watch out.
Yeah, there's your standard coverage. We got that in there. And Dan, in traditional fashion, the Sports Card Expo coverage barely touched on Expo. We went in every other direction.
Oh, you didn't put a thing at the top of the screen for Expo.
I would have, but there was really no point. Like, secretly, Dan, I knew that the Expo piece was going to be very minor in the episode. I was like, I put it
covered it enough, right? Covered it enough.
It's a card show. Like, if people have been to a card show, they understand what it is. The only thing you're changing is scope and a couple of particulars.
you covered particulars. So, Bobby came in. He talked about some stuff. No, there was a lot of and I got to have a show tomorrow about an expo. I'm going to Expo tomorrow, so
I feel like we should see if Menzies somehow could get in on this. Now he should just be involved in every expo. Anything that has an expo in it, Menzies should be like, "That's mine." And here, Jay's got this covered, Eric.
Yeah.
This Northeast Expo. Do you know the people behind it, Eric?
I can't think of them off the top of my head.
Okay. I don't know them at all. I don't know anything about them, but I'll go up there. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Other than that,
they've been putting on some good show. That Quincy show is actually, people are complaining that it's too packed, that too many people are going.
Yeah, I heard that.
And it's like, that's if you're collecting money at the door, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
All right, so that Northeast Expo is ran by a company that their email is connect@freshstartevents.uk.
Oh, interesting.
I just went and looked at it real quick and did a little digging real quick for under contact.
Are you saying the British are coming?
They're out of the British. They're British. Yeah. They're a British-based company. Whoever's doing it.
Well, make sure, Dan, while you're there, so make sure to mention, as you walk in the front door, "God Save the King." Got to make sure you got it covered.
Irish people, we're not big fans. Not big fans of the royalty.
Nope.
See,
Zach. So I think with that, we're all set. Thank you, Ham. Appreciate you. Thank you, Dan. And thank you to the Brell in the Garage of Knowledge after taking a little trip on the road. So there'll be more videos coming from the channel. Another live in the books. Covered it on the Friday as a standard. Back with the regular episodes next week. Podcast episode at the beginning of the week. And then I'll have a couple more pickup videos. I'll have a small one coming up here that I'll probably record in the next day or two. And then after that, we'll just go from there. Usual things happening. Links in the description to everything. And then we'll go from there. All right, folks. Have yourself a good night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Catch you next time.
Bye-bye.